Nessa Road, first down and more. Down. Gets a play call in from the sideline. Back to pass, looks left, fires over the middle, and it's caught by Nessa Road. Touchdown. Cubs kick it away. Short kick that is recovered, I believe, by the Monett Cubs. They have recovered it in the first half. Here's Antoine Smith on the two-point conversion. He fumbles the ball into the end zone, covered up by motion in low. Back to pass Youngblood with time, throws it deep down the middle, and this one is caught at the Cub 35. Still on his feet to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and down near the 10-yard line. Work out of an empty backfield. He takes the snap, looks to the right, he throws it right sideline, and Meeks makes the catch. Washik back to pass. He's going to throw over the middle for Seitz, who makes the catch into Patriot territory.
Hit by
time down, 1st and 15. Washik with it, standing at his 40. He wants to crank it up. He just can't find anybody open. Still with it. Still with it. Now he uncoils. Down the field he goes, and it is almost. Quarterback. He takes the snap, back to pass. He's going to throw the ball deep left side into double cover. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Benji Finsky alongside my broadcast partner Ryan McCullough and our producer engineer Erwin Perez. We welcome you to Lamar High School, where tonight the Tigers play host to the Monett Cubs in Big 8 conference action. Monett, under the guidance of second-year head coach Ben Mock, enters tonight's game on a hot streak. They are 4-2 on the season, following last week's 58-20 victory over East Newton. The Cubs, looking for their 5th win in 6 weeks, are seeking their first win over Lamar since 2019. Lamar, under Coach Jared Besor at the helm, well, they're coming off 2 straight losses, and they are 3-3 overall and just 2-3 in the Big 8. Since a Week 4 win over the Cassville Wildcats, the Tigers have lost 21-0 at Mount Vernon and 27-7 at Nevada. They are obviously hoping to return to home turf, and that will bring them a much-needed victory. Last year, these two teams met in Monett, with the Tigers winning 45-22. Tonight, the Cubs look to turn the table on Lamar and get their 3rd road win of the season. Let's welcome in my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough. Ryan, let's just cut to the chase. This is a huge game tonight for both teams.
It's a must-win for both these teams. For Monett, you're really trying to get over that hump that you haven't been able to the last couple of years, and that's really start to put together a hot streak. Your confidence has been all-time high. Monett's not won at Lamar, and I don't even know how long. It's been a while, so it'd be a staple win for the program as a whole as well, and you'd have all the confidence in the world as you go ahead in your season with your arch rival Cassville next week. This week you get a big opportunity against the Lamar team, though, who's also in a must-win situation. You're back at home. When's the last time the Lamar Tigers were 3-3 on a year? They definitely want to try to flip the script, and right now it's a turning point for both of these teams.
You know, I don't know the date of the last victory up here, but Misha goes back to 2010, and since 2010, Lamar has won 13 of 14 against the Cubs. But this is not the same Monett Cubs team.
No, absolutely it's not. This is a Monett's Cubs team that's not just coming up here to compete or think they can win. This is a Cubs team coming up here knowing that they should win.
The difference between winning and losing comes down to just a few things every week. And as we discuss this, let me remind everyone that tonight's keys to victory are brought to you by Buchanan Funeral Home in Monett, serving Monett and the surrounding area since 1950. They are honored to be a part of the rich history of the local community. Ryan, you talked about getting over the hump. What do the Cubs have to do here tonight to get over the hump and move into that upper echelon of the 2025 Big 8 race?
You got to be physical up front. You're playing the Lamar Tigers. You don't just want to try to match their physicality. You want to take it to them, take the fight to them. Don't wait for them. So it's going to be a battle in the trenches. First off, you got to protect Dylan Washik. You got to give him time to throw the ball. It's playing your brand of football, though. These two teams play different styles. Monett wants to go fast. Lamar's going to want to slow it down, control clock. It's making sure you're the one controlling the tempo. You take care of the ball, limit those penalties, control what you can, and just play your brand.
Yes, the Cubs have done a good job, and I don't want to jinx them when I say this, but they've done a pretty good job avoiding turnovers. But the penalties have been an issue.
Yeah, they've not done good avoiding the penalties. You've only had the turnovers really in Nevada, and then Matt County, those became a problem as well. I believe you had 2 of them in that game. So you don't want to have those, especially against a team like Lamar. You're on the road. It's a tough place to play. Always going to be a good environment when you come to Thomas O'Sullivan Stadium over here, because fans sit all the way around 360 degrees. It's going to be a fun environment, but you want to keep them quiet.
Again, keys to victory are brought to you by the good folks at Buchanan Funeral Home, who pledge to continue the tradition of trusted performance, providing quality service with compassion and respect. It's Monett and Lamar live from Barton County. The Freedom Bank kickoff is 34 minutes away. When we return, Ryan and I will take a look back at last week in the Big 8 and discuss games on the Week 7 schedule. Stay tuned for more of the pregame show brought to you by Rollo Insurance and local agent Scott Thrasher. You're listening to the Monett Cubs on KKBL, part of the Talon Sports Network. Takes the snap, drops straight back, has time, throws deep over the middle, has a man caught, sights with
It's going to be a touchback, and the Patriots would have it.
Here's a 2-point conversion, a nice catch by Miles Young.
And touched the ball already.
And Sides capped it with his his 4th touchdown of the year. Onside kick is recovered by the Cubs.
That was Deshaun.
An empty backfield, takes the snap, looks left, fires left. It's Sides with a nice catch down to the 30. From the 30, here come the Cubs. Washik looks right, throws down the middle, has Young inside the 10 down to the... From the 6, there's a handoff to Umfleet, angling left, dives into the end zone for the... Back to pass, looking left, throws left, has Nesselrode, 2-point conversion is good. Brings in low in motion, a low snap that's scooped up by the quarterback. He throws over the middle, and it is knocked down at the last... Back to pass. No one open, now still in the pocket, scrambles to the right. He's going to throw it late and has a man on the near sideline, I believe. Dillon back to pass, throws over the middle, and Sights with another great catch down to the eye back. Will get the handoff, running up the middle, leans forward, puts the ball out, 26-yard line. Youngblood, the quarterback, will give on a jet sweep, running to the near side to the 30, to the 35, and out to the 37. That'll be takes the snap, back to pass, scrambles to the right, still with it, throws it late, and it is. Youngblood takes the snap, scrambles right again, still with it, cuts it up, looking to run, dives into the end zone.
Time and run the ball.
Here's a onside kick that is recovered by the Patriots. It bounded off a quarterback in the game at this point. As a handoff comes on a jet sweep, and this one's going to get blown up. Keep your eye on him. And there comes Enlow and into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, River Enlow. Gain some momentum. Here's a handoff. And he is running tough. Smith running. Smith will line up as the tailback. Washik back to pass. Fires left side. Pass caught. Nesselrode, first down and more. Gets a play call in from the sideline. Back to pass, looks left, fires over the middle, and it's caught by Nesselrode. Touchdown. Cubs kick it away. Short kick that is recovered, I believe, by the Monett Cubs. They have recovered it in the first half. Here's Antoine Smith on the two-point conversion. He fumbles the ball into the end zone, covered up by motion in low. Back to pass Youngblood with time, throws it deep down the middle, and this one is caught at the Cub 35. Still on his feet to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and down near the 10-yard line. Work out of Rollo Insurance agent Scott Thrasher. Rollo Insurance supports their clients by securing reasonable premiums, providing complete guidance on insurance coverages, and protecting treasured assets for life. For more information, contact Scott at 417-772-3100. Tonight's contest on Google Play or on the Apple app is sponsored by Payless Rentals and Sales. With 6 area locations, Payless Rental and Sales offers flexible payment options and free delivery of furniture, appliances, and electronics. Tonight's pregame scoreboard is sponsored by MetaPlans Plus. Serving customers for over 25 years, MetaPlans Plus specializes in Medicare and Marketplace health plans. Ryan, as we take a look back to last week in the Big 8 Conference, Monett with a big homecoming victory over East Newton, 58-20. Mount Vernon traveled to Cassville. The Wildcats won at 39-28 in what was a very competitive game.
Yeah, Cassville really starting to find their groove and turn it on as this year goes to an end.
McDonald County struggled on the road at Aurora, but came away with a 7-point win. Aurora's kind of an up-and-down team and played a tough game last week, coming up just short.
They've had some very tough games that they've just come up short in that they would definitely like to have back. Monett found themselves in that predicament last year, but it's one of the things, the Big 8's very tough.
Lamar on the road at Nevada, as mentioned earlier. Nevada won that one 27-7, and it should be noted that Lamar playing without their starting quarterback.
Defense somewhat held down the fort to hold Nevada. Very good offense, 27 points. But they're going to face a completely opposite stylistic approach team in Monett that doesn't like to run the ball like Nevada. They want to throw.
And then out of conference last week, Carl Junction traveled down to Seneca, all Indians.
Yeah, I think they kind of shocked the entire part of the state doing that one, winning 42-7 over the Bulldogs, a Class 4 team.
So when you take a look at conference records, I'm not talking about overall records, but conference records, Seneca sets atop of the Big 8 at 5-0. Nevada's 5-1. McDonald County 4-2. Monett at 3-2, followed by Lamar, Cassville, Mount Vernon, Aurora, and East Newton. So Monett, over the course of time, have been working their way up the standings.
Yeah, and McDonald County's supposed to play their non-conference opponent, so Monett wins tonight. They would even at 4-2. At some point, the Mustangs are going to be out of conference, and then Monett would jump them due to the tiebreaker, so that would put you at number 3 in the conference, but you got to take care of business tonight.
Absolutely. This week in district play, Carl Junction travels to Branson, a pair of 4-2 teams. That should be a good game.
I like the Bulldogs to bounce back. I think it's going to be a testament to how good the Indians are. But, yes, it should be a very good game. Pirates 4-2 on the year as well.
Rogersville 5-1, traveling to Marshfield to take on the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I like Logan Rogersville to keep doing what they're doing and get the win.
West Plains starting to get their stride as well. 4-2 playing at Poplar Bluff. Poplar Bluff 1-5.
Yeah, Zizzer's going to pick up another win and kind of start at the bottom of the district to begin the year. A place they rarely find themselves and now starting to make their climb back up.
And then Hillcrest travels to Bolivar. Hillcrest 0-6, Bolivar 2-4. Bolivar was slow starting too. With the win tonight, they crawl back up to within one game of 500.
Yeah, and you place another Class 4 team, so it'd be a good win for the Liberators to get, and I think they will.
Again, tonight's area scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. We'll slip away here from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with more of the pregame show after this timeout. In low, back to pass Youngblood with time, throws it deep down the middle, and this one is caught at the Cub 35, still on his feet, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and down near the 10-yard line. Work out of an empty backfield. He takes the snap, looks to the right, he throws it right sideline, and Meeks makes the catch. Washik back to pass. He's going to throw over the middle for Seitz, who makes the catch into Patriot territory.
Hit by
Time down, 1st and 15. Washik with it, standing at his 40. He wants to crank it up. He just can't find anybody open. Still with it. Still with it. Now he uncoils. Down the field he goes, and it is almost. Quarterback. He takes the snap, back to pass. He's going to throw the ball deep left side into double coverage, and it is intercepted.
Kason Carr comes up with an interception.
He'll work out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass. Throws, seam pass to Seitz, and he makes a beautiful catch. It'll be enough. Washik takes the snap, back to pass. Fires deep, right side has a man. Meeks inside the 30, 25, 20, and down to the 10-yard line. Washik takes the snap, throws, screen pass, Nessa Road, and he'll get into the end zone for the score. Looking to the end zone, flush from the pocket. Now he's going to run it in for the 2-point conversion, but this will go for it on 4th and 5. Boone back to pass, scrambles and fires, pass complete, 1st down and more, and this might go the distance to the 10-5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. He's been sacked a couple of times, though, and that goes against him. Here's a swing pass to Seitz. He has the 1st down and more.
Together another good game.
Yeah, one of his better ones, 150 yards. Here's Umfleet on a carry, and Umfleet
can go anywhere on you.
2nd down and long, handoff Smith. Smith to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, still on his feet and spin. Johnson will go back to pass under pressure, makes a man miss, now throws into the end zone and is intercepted.
That was Deshaun Collins.
2nd down and 6 from the 21. Here's a handoff to Umfleet. Lots of running room as he pounds out to the 35, a gain of 14. This time it's Smith running the ball to midfield and still on his feet to the 45, to the 40, and down near the 35. 2nd and 2. Here's Smith again. He'll have the 1st down and more. Lots of running room to the 30, still on his feet to the 1-yard line. Here's Umfleet running left side. Good hard run as he spins inside the backfield. Washik. Slant pass. Young. Touchdown Cubs.
Miles Young.
Washik out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws. Welcome back to the Rollo Insurance pregame show. Rollo Insurance, a partner who you can call on today, tomorrow, and always. Stop by and see Scott Thrasher at 1001 East Broadway in Monett. Your Monett Cubs broadcast team, sponsored by A-List Properties. For all your real estate needs, their team will work hard for you and your family. The score of any contest generally forgotten over time. However, the behavior of players, coaches, and fans leave lasting impressions. Be sure to choose good sportsmanship as you cheer on your favorite team. This message brought to you by Access Family Care, with more than 200 employees serving 7 counties in southwest Missouri. Still 22 and a half minutes from tonight's opening kick. Ryan, just a perfect evening for football.
Oh, it feels amazing. There's little to no wind, and it's just a great night to play the game.
You went down on the field earlier when we arrived. Today's rain that moved through, going to have little or no effect.
Yeah, no effect. I mean, it feels like a fast track. I was getting good traction in just tennis shoes, so I imagine cleats would be even better. So, yeah, the Cubs are going to have the style of turf that they want to play because they want to go, go, go. And so they're going to have an opportunity to do that tonight.
You've played up here before. It's a tremendous venue for football, and the folks here in Barton County really take it seriously.
Oh, it's so fun because they do. It's that small-town football vibe with the whole town shut down. Everybody's here. It's a great environment, but you want to control that environment.
As we approach kickoff tonight, the temperature is 72 degrees, and the wind out of the south-southwest at about 5 miles per hour. So really the weather conditions just perfect. The sun setting in the western sky. So tonight's field condition weather report brought to you by Heritage Tractor, your local John Deere dealer who offers new and used equipment for your backyard, farm, or ranch. Stop by or visit heritagetractor.com. So, Ryan, it's evenings like this, temperature at about 70 at kickoff. It'll be down in the mid-60s throughout. perfect night for both player and spectator.
Yeah, it's going to feel great for the fans. Just sit back and watch this one. Very few, yeah, like you said, very few cloud in the sky, sun setting. It's going to be a pretty night.
The turf here, relatively new. I remember for years and years they had natural grass, but a beautiful playing surface here.
It was a great grass field, by the way. It was always pretty. They had turf sideline. They did have that, but I mean, one of the best grass fields that was in the Big 8.
Soft to play on.
Yes, it was. It was a soft grass. They kept up with it very well.
Now, you mentioned Lamar style versus Monett style. Monett wants to go fast-paced. They want to get on the ball and go. Lamar's going to look to grind it out. So the key for Monett is obviously be physical on the defensive line.
You got to be physical on the defensive line, and you got to shut down drives early because Lamar would love to bleed that clock, make this into a very slow pace game, but that means fast-moving clock, and all of a sudden, before you look up, it's the second quarter. You've only had the ball twice. That's the style of ball Lamar wants to play. Monett wants to have as many possessions as possible, put up as many points as possible. Lamar is more comfortable if this game stays under 25. This game stays under 25, they like their chances. It gets above that, the game drastically shifts in Monett's favor.
Yeah, if Monett early were to get up more than a score, that would really put additional pressure on Lamar to pick up their tempo.
Exactly, and that's what you want to do if you're Monett. You got to start fast tonight. You have to start fast on defense, though, not just offense. You got to play both sides of the ball.
Big crowd filing in here at Thomas M. O'Sullivan Stadium. We'll slip away, and we'll be back with more of the pregame show after this timeout. Been sacked a couple of times, though, and that goes against him. Here's a swing pass to Seitz. He has the first down and more.
Together another good game.
Yeah, one of his better ones, 150 yards. Here's Umfleet on a carry, and Umfleet
can go anywhere on you.
Second down and long, handoff Smith. Smith to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, still on his feet and spin. Johnson will go back to pass under pressure. Makes a man miss, now throws into the end zone and is intercepted.
That was Deshaun Collins.
Second down and 6 from the 21. Here's a handoff to Umfleet. Lots of running room as he pounds out to the 35, a gain of 14. This time it's Smith running the ball to midfield and still on his feet to the 45, to the 40, and down near the 35. Second and 2. Here's Smith again. He'll have the first down and more. Lots of running room to the 30. Still on his feet to the 1 yard line. Here's Umfleet running left side. Good hard run as he spins inside the backfield. Washik. Slant pass. Young. Touchdown Cubs.
Miles Young.
Washik out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws. 2-point conversion is good as Meeks hauls it in. Another first down. Here's Smith up the middle. 25-20. Still on his feet to the 15. Down to the 13. Washik will look to throw now. Slant pass. Meeks into the end zone for the score.
Alex Meeks.
Washik now fires it left side to Seitz. Seitz into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Makes homecoming a little better. Here's a handoff up the middle, and the Cubs defense all over the East Newton. Agent Scott Thrasher pregame show. Rollo Insurance supports their clients by securing reasonable premiums, providing complete guidance on insurance coverages, and protecting treasured assets for life. Tonight's national anthem brought to you by VFW Post 4207 in Monett. Post 4207 reminds us that some gave all and all gave some. No one does more for local veterans than VFW Post 4207. The Lamar High School band on the field playing tonight's national anthem. Again, tonight's national anthem brought to you by VFW Post 4207 in Monett. Post 4207 reminds us that some gave all and all gave some. No one does more for local veterans than VFW Post 4207. Ryan, nice crowd in as we look across the field to the home stands, pretty full, and then a large contingency have made the trip up from Monett.
Yeah, great to see. It's going to be a fun environment on both sides. Both crowds going to be loud. Obviously, it helps when the Cubs have about 90 players on the roster, more parents traveling, but it's good to see because it does help you when you're on the field and you have a supportive crowd behind you.
Monett 4-2 on the season, led by offensively by quarterback Dylan Washik, 198 for 292 passing for just about 2,300 yards. He's at 2292 with 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Obviously having a great season.
Yeah, like you said earlier when we were talking, he's the state leader in passing yards right now for Missouri from what's been reported. That's an incredible feat when you're at Monett High School.
And for a team that doesn't run the ball, they have some pretty good rushing yardage. You got Antoine Smith, 71 rushes for 521 yards and 12 touchdowns. Colin Umfleet, 25 carries for 145 and 4 scores. And Braden Seitz, who's really come out of nowhere, 15 carries for 179 and 2 scores. The running attack is coming around.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I thought it was funny last week in our post-game interview with Coach Mock. He mentioned he would love to be able to throw it more. He would like to be able to run it less, but he's just in the predicament where defenses are taking away the pass, so he's taking what they give him. They're giving him the run. Okay, I'll hand it off to my Antoine Smith and my Colin Umfleet and my Braden Seitz.
And the Cubs feature 6 guys that have caught touchdown passes. Miles Young, 15 catches, 145 yards and 2 scores. Antoine Smith, 23 catches for 232 and 2 scores. Braden Seitz, 26 catches for 384 and 4 touchdowns. Carson Nesserode, 38 catches, 455 yards and 3 scores. Colin Umfleet, 40 catches for 374 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Alex Meeks, 47 catches, 658 yards and 8 scores.
Yeah, some impressive receiving stats on that Cubs roster.
Yeah, they continue to rack up big numbers. On the defensive side of the ball, the Cubs are led Rivera with 47 tackles, Black with 32, Tolles with 32 as well. Those guys are racking up some big numbers on the defensive side.
Yeah, and they're going to need to have a big game tonight. You're going to need your leaders to stand strong on the defensive side and get early tackles. They're going to have to win first down.
We are still 11 and a half minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. We'll slip away here from some of our wonderful sponsors, and we will be back with more of the Rollo Insurance pregame show after this timeout. Has time, throws deep over the middle, has a man caught. Seitz with
It's going to be a touchback, and the Patriots would have it.
Here's a 2-point conversion. A nice catch by Miles Young.
And touched the ball already.
And Seitz capped it with his his 4th touchdown of the year. Onside kick is recovered by the Cubs.
That was Deshaun.
An empty backfield. Takes the snap, looks left, fires left. It's Seitz with a nice catch down to the 30. From the 30, here come the Cubs. Washik looks right, throws down the middle, has Young inside the 10 down to the... From the 6, there's a handoff to Umfleet, angling left, dives into the end zone for the back to pass, looking left, throws left, has Nessa Road, 2-point conversion is good. Brings in low in motion, a low snap that's scooped up by the quarterback. He throws over the middle, and it is knocked down at the last second. Back to pass. No one open, now still in the pocket, scrambles to the right. He's going to throw it late and has a man on the near sideline, I believe. Dillon back to pass, throws over the middle, and Seitz with another great catch down to the eye back. Will get the handoff, running up the middle, leans forward, puts the ball out, 26-yard line. Youngblood, the quarterback, will give on a jet sweep, running to the near side to the 30, to the 35, and out to the 37. That'll be takes the snap, back to pass, scrambles to the right. Still with it, throws it late, and it is. Youngblood takes the snap, scrambles right again, still with it, cuts it up, looking to run, dives into the end zone.
Time and run the ball.
Here's a onside kick that is recovered by the Patriots. It bounded off a quarterback in the game at this point. As a handoff comes on a jet sweep, and this one's going to get blown up. Keep your eye on him. And there comes Enlow and into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, River Enlow. Gain some momentum. Here's a handoff. And he is running tough. Smith running. Smith will line up as the tailback. Washik back to pass. Fires left side. Pass caught. Nessa Road, first down and more. Down. Gets a play call in from the sideline. Back to pass, looks left, fires over the middle, and it's caught by Nessa Road. Touchdown. Cubs kick it away. Short kick that is recovered. To the Rollo Insurance pregame show. Rollo Insurance, a partner who you can call on today, tomorrow, and always. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Prime Cut, with great smoked meats, fresh steaks, and much, much more. Stop by 101 East Cleveland in Monett when you need a single meal or full catering. Tonight's contest also brought to you by Heritage Tractor, with equipment ranging from utility tractors to recreational vehicles. Heritage Tractor, working hard to find the right product for you. And finally, this game brought to you in part by the Clark Mental Health Center. At the Clark Center, they proudly serve the Southwest Missouri region with compassionate behavioral health services. With offices in Berry, Lawrence, and Dade counties, they are close to home and are here to support you. Still about 7.5 minutes away from tonight's opening kick. We mentioned the fact that Lamar playing without their starting quarterback, but they're not without a lot of good athletes.
Now, Lamar Tigers are always going to have good athletes, and a quarterback for them is not like it is for most teams where your quarterback is throwing the ball a lot. And Lamar is going to run it 90% of the time. That's how they like to play the game. And usually your quarterback is one of, if not the best runner on your team for Lamar. So they'll have another guy they can put in that exact spot that they trust to tote the rock for a lot of carries.
You know, some of the names you'll hear tonight on the Lamar side of the ball. Taryn Williams is a back. Carson Parker, Clayton Powell, the quarterback coming in, Jaden Moore as well. So they do have a bevy of backs that can tote the ball. Tonight for the Cubs, you know, we've talked about their skill positions, but it still comes down to the guys up front. And I really think that the offensive line has gotten better week after week after week.
They have. They're going to have a big test tonight because Lamar is always going to be a physical team, and you got to bring it back to them. You cannot let them get through the line and get after Washik really quickly, because then you're going to have Washik kind of having shaking feet early in the game, and that can affect you as the game goes on. Offensive line is going to need to protect him, and he's done a good job trusting his offensive line this year.
And we've mentioned the fact the Cubs have not defeated the Tigers since 2019. That was a team you were on, but you found out the last victory here at Lamar.
Yeah, October 10th, 2008, Monett won 18-7 at Lamar. So October 10th today, on the day.
On the day, so maybe it's time to end that streak.
October 10th, the Lamar Tigers do not want to see the Cubs at Lamar.
In all reality, this should be a really, really good game for a lot of reasons. First of all, two pretty darn good teams, but also those contrasting styles. And it's always interesting to see who's going to win out. And I'll say this, if the Cubs get out to an early lead, that pressure will mount on the Tigers. They're not used to being 3-3, and they sure don't want to go to 3-4. But the Cubs kind of on a hot streak, and they want to keep it rolling.
Yeah, and Coach Beshore Lamar, you know, he played here. He won multiple state titles here. He's not going to want to let this program go 3-3 on his watch. He's going to be dialing some things up that maybe he hasn't so far this year to try and give them a win tonight.
And by the way, since 2011, all Lamar's done is 10 Class II state championships, and they finished second a couple of times as well.
Well, those second places don't mean a whole lot to a school like Lamar when they're used to winning, but they've really built on what Coach Bailey did, laying that foundation of what he called the brotherhood, and this entire town bought into that. And, I mean, you see it tonight. They show out for these boys, and it's a bond that they continue to bring back. You always see them honoring previous classes. They honor the history of Lamar, and they've made it a town thing, not just a current school thing.
And, you know, you're not old enough to remember, but there was a time that Lamar had a difficult time winning games. They had to search for victories during the season, and Coach Bailey came in, struggled for a year or so, but boy, once he got the ball rolling, it's been full bore for the Tigers.
And it was about the spinner offense. That spinner offense that everyone hated to play against because of how much misdirection and he could run out of it.
Yes, it is very perplexing to go up against. Still about 4 minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. We will slip away one more time here in the pregame. We'll be back with tonight's opening kickoff after this timeout. Tonight's coin toss brought to you by Quick Draw Gun in Monett, where they offer one of the area's largest selections of firearms, ammunition, and accessories. Stop by Quick Draw Gun at 601 South Kyler in Monett or call them at 417-354-8633. Captains are on the field, and the coin toss has taken place. Appears that the Cubs have will receive. They've won that toss, and they will receive and defend the goal to the south. And the Tigers will kick off and go right to left from our vantage point here at Thomas M. O'Sullivan Stadium. Glad to have everyone along here from Barton County. The Tigers and the Cubs just moments away from tonight's opening kickoff, brought to you by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. With branches in 7 locations, Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. A big thank you to our first down sponsor tonight, by the way, Architectural Systems Incorporated, with locations in Monett, Aurora, and Granby. ASI is expanding. Out of all the ads I read, that's the toughest one.
What makes it the toughest?
Well, because the Cubs play so darn fast.
Yeah, that is true. They play fast, and you got to say it a lot.
A lot of times, and hopefully that'll be the case here again tonight. The Cubs are on the field in their traveling white uniforms, white pants, white jerseys with purple numerals. The Lamar Tigers in their home black uniforms with white numerals.
They made it pretty easy for us.
Well, as easy as they could.
We got all black versus all white. You got solid purple numbers, solid white numbers. Get the old man ask for anything easier to see. Close vantage point, outside.
Better eyes is all I could ask for, but I'll do the best that I possibly can here.
Maybe we'll get an eye doctor at one day and they'll get you some special glasses.
There you go. Again, a big crowd on hand here at Lamar. The folks across the way on their feet as we await tonight's opening kickoff. Again, the opening kickoff brought to you by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. Benji Finsky, Ryan McCullough, Erwin Perez with you from Thomas M. O'Sullivan Stadium. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Big 8 Conference football action on KKBL Radio. 12 minutes on the clock. Ball teed up, and we are underway. A short end-over-end kick that is fielded at the 34, and a short return to the 36. So that's where the Cubs will set it up, 1st and 10. Their quarterback, Dylan Washik, leads the way. Washik on the year, throwing for almost 2,300 yards, 24 touchdowns with just 6 interceptions.
Miles Young went for the return, kind of went in front of Diaz to go and make the catch.
Ball at the 36. Cubs come out with 3 receivers wide to the right and 2 bunch to the left. Washik out of the shotgun, rolls to the right, throws deep right side for Meeks. It's caught along the sideline, and the officials say it is incomplete as he was unable to get a foot in bounds.
Yeah, he went up and made the catch, and the defender did a great job pushing him out of bounds before he could get that foot down.
A well-thrown ball and a good catch by Meeks, just slightly out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Washik back to pass, throws left side. It's caught by Seitz out near the 45.
Yeah, Seitz gets his first grab of the evening. He'll move the chains. 1st down for the Cubs.
The first ASI first down of the evening. Gain of 10 at the 46. Swing pass near side comes to Umfleet. He cuts it up and is tripped from behind out to the 49.
Trenton Williams all over him, did a nice job to wrap up Umfleet and bring him down.
Washik 2 for 3 here in the early going. From the 49, Washik gets a high snap. Under some pressure now, still with it. He's going to run it upfield to the 45, to the 40, 35, and out near the 30.
And it kind of takes a hit as he goes out of bounds. That might be back-to-back weeks where Washik gets his longest rush of his career.
And he picks up another ASI first down. That's a gain of 20.
How about that?
Yeah.
They said he couldn't scramble.
1st and 10 Cubs from the 31. Washik throwing near side, caught by Meeks. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet, inside the 15 and down inside the 10.
Meeks just throwing defenders off of him and then finally tackled by Briar Edson.
Another first down for the Cubs, 1st and goal as they have it down at the 8-yard line. Hand off to Umfleet, running left. Flag comes out. Umfleet close and into the end zone, but this is probably going to come back. Umfleet did score, but a holding penalty will negate the carry.
So the Cubs will get their first costly penalty of the night. That one taking away 6 points.
And that occurred when Umfleet stretched the play out a little further to the left, and a flag came out. It'll cost them 10 yards from the spot. They'll put it down at about the 18. So it'll be 1st and goal from that point. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And movement along the line of scrimmage. It's going to be offside against the Tigers. And that penalty. Brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom-printed products. So that helps the Cubs. First and goal from the 13. Washik out of the shotgun, straight back to pass, fires it left side. It's caught. Nesserode to the pylon. Touchdown, Cubs!
Carson Nesserode just ran a beautiful route. Washik delivered a great ball, and the Cubs strike first against Lamar.
From 13 yards out, the Cubs on top 6-0. They'll go for two. Washik gets the snap, hands to Umfleet. Umfleet makes a man miss, spins, puts the ball out and across the goal line. The two-point conversion is good. Tonight's initial touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Massey and Randall. With over 80 years of experience, they will handle your legal matters effectively. Call 417-235-8688 for all your legal and title service needs. The Extra Point, sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and a pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control, serving Monett and the surrounding area. Cubs kickoff, sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri, with branches in 7 locations. Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. Well, Ryan, couldn't draw it up any better.
No, immediately right down the field, go up and put up 8 points. That's how Coach Mock wanted to script it. Now they need to come out, get a stop on defense, and who knows, they might do their onside kick here as they've done many times this year.
Well, Lamar's sure expecting it. They have 9 guys up really close here. That drive lasts just over a minute. 10:48 left here in the first. It is a line drive kick that is fumbled but recovered by the Tigers near their 41-yard line.
So Lamar's offense will now come on to the field with decent field positioning for their first drive, and they'll try to answer.
Cubs, that initial drive really sharp early, and that pass pattern that Nesserode ran, beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. I mean, little fake in, then you plant your feet and go out, created separation, and then Washer delivered a great ball.
Line of scrimmage of 42. As Powell, the sophomore quarterback, works out of the shotgun, he takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. He's hit and dropped after a short gain out to the 43, a gain of 1.
Yeah, that time the Cubs defense didn't give him anything. Chris Calhoun came up with a tackle.
As I mentioned, Powell, a sophomore, he's replacing Braden Wolf, also a sophomore. Wolf unfortunately broke an arm against Mount Vernon, and you hate to see when kids get injured.
Yeah, you don't want to see them get injured. You don't like seeing them lose their season, but also just it's not fun because you know it's hurting the kid as well to have to miss stuff.
Tigers with 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right at the slot. Powell at quarterback takes the snap, inside handoff, and a nice run by the Tigers will net about 3 yards out to the 47.
Case and Card the tackle, and get ready to see a lot of that from Lamar. That misdirection and 2 handoffs that they'll run. They do it well. They like to run those counter plays, and if you don't stay home and stay disciplined, they'll break those for big ones.
That was Williams with the carry. He's bringing up 3rd down and a long 5. Ball near the 47-yard line. Tigers come out with the wide receiver to the left. Powell in the shotgun with a running back, Williams beside him. Flag thrown. Stopping play. It's going to be offside against the Cubs.
Well, that'll cost the Cubs there, and they give up a free 5 yards and a first down for Lamar.
I didn't see any movement. They must have just lined up in the neutral zone. And that will give the Tigers a first down at the Cub 48. Clock rolls at 9:10 left here in the first. Cubs lead at 8-0. And you can feel the game slow down with the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers will milk that clock. They want to make it a short game.
1st and 10 for Lamar from the Cub 48. Powell will work out of the shotgun. with Williams to his right. Here's an inside handoff, running near side to the 40, 45, 40, 35, 30. He'll go the distance. 10, 5, touchdown. Jaden Moore from 47.
And Lamar strikes back just like that. It's those counter plays, Benji, they run them well. There was a great hole there, and when he hit it, he took off.
Really did, and was able to run well behind the left guard and left tackle. And once he got into the open, no one was going to catch him. Tigers will now go for two, trying to knot the score. Powell will work under center. He'll hand to the tailback Williams, who is knocked down short of the goal line. The two-point conversion is no good. 8:34 left here, first quarter. Monett leads at 8-6. We'll be back after this. Here at Lamar. Cubs lead at 8-6. So both teams with a touchdown here early. The Cubs will get it for the second time. Ball teed up at the 40. Kickoff is a short kick. Fair catch called for and received by the Cubs at the 37.
Cubs offense comes on the field for their second drive. There's 8:33 remain in the first quarter, so both teams struck rather quickly. Lamar milked more clock, but ran few plays.
Michael Diaz with the fair catch, and he'll set his teammates up at the 37. Washik out of the shotgun. Fires it left side. It's Seitz with a catch out near the 45.
Seitz just getting himself open quickly. Cubs pick up a nice gain on first down.
A gain of about 7. Second down and 3 for the Cubs. Washik with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Takes the snap, throws it. Meeks with the catch, cuts it up to midfield, still on his feet, 45-40, 35-30. And finally drug down inside to 20.
Alex Meeks does such a great job getting defenders off of him to keep himself alive. That time he did it again there. Huge gain by Meeks.
Gain of 38 and another ASI first down. Umfleet with a carry. And Umfleet will take it down for another first down to the 8-yard line. Here's Washik looking to throw, and his wide receiver was knocked down at the goal line, so he had nowhere to go with it. He throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, just solidify another play. Don't force anything there. Go to second down.
Boy, the Cubs are playing turbo fast tonight. Second down and goal from the 8. Washik now looks to the sideline to get the play call.
See if Nelson Rowe can run one of those whip routes again. He got himself open last time.
2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Washik back to pass. Pump fakes, now scrambles to the left. Throws it late, and it is incomplete. A great effort out there by Seitz, but he must have come down out of bounds.
He had Umfleet open underneath as well. He could have tried to hit him, but went for Seitz in the end zone. Seitz unable to bring it down for a touchdown.
So a big play here, third down and 8. From the 8. Empty backfield for Washik. Looking to throw, slant pass, caught. Meeks with the score.
Alex Meeks gets a much-deserved touchdown after the work he's done early in this game. and makes the score 14-6. Cubs 2-point conversion coming up.
And quickly to the line of scrimmage. Washik with an empty backfield. Now turns and gets a play call in from the sideline. Cubs up 14-6, looking to go up by 10. Snap back to Washik. Straight back, he throws, left side. Pass is caught, and the 2-point conversion is good. 7:22 left here in the first. Monett 16-6, that touchdown brought to you by the law offices of Randall, Mastery and Randall. With over 80 years of experience, the team at Randall, Mastery and Randall will handle your legal matters effectively. The extra point sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. Serving Monett and the surrounding area, call 417-772-4177 to schedule your next visit. And the upcoming kickoff sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. Well, Ryan, 2 for 2.
Yeah, you're 2 for 2, and you made it a 2-possession game.
You're right. And that's, the strategy behind going for 2 every time.
Yeah, and you force a lot of teams to do something they're not comfortable with, and that's them going for 2. They're used to just doing the point after attempt and kicking it. But when you start going for 2 and getting it, they also have to do the same thing, and they have to prepare different throughout the week.
So we've had 3 drives in this ball game and 3 touchdowns. Cubs will kick it away. High end over end kick that comes down at the 23. Return to the 25-30, 35-40, and out near the 45. And again, the Tigers will have great field position. A nice return there by Brady Reeves.
Henry Reed with the tackle. And yeah, like you said, Lamar's offense coming back on the field with great field position yet again.
Should remind everyone that tonight's first quarter brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal, a trusted and respected business that has been providing sales and service for residential and commercial customers since 1935. Here come the Tigers, down by 10. Powell will give on the sweep to the far side. That's Williams with a carry out across the 45 to about the 48 for a gain of 3.
Kason Carr slings him down to the ground.
2nd down and 7. Cubs really need to get a stop here early. They really put the pedal to the metal.
That's really when you start to put that pressure on Lamar. If you can come away with a stop on this drive, go get another one, then they have to play a brand that they don't want to play, and that's faster.
Powell will work out of the shotgun, empty backfield. Now motion behind him, and a flag comes out, stopping the play. Offside penalty against the Cubs.
Another penalty early on Monett. I believe that's 3 in the first quarter.
It is 3 penalties for 20 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 2. Goes back to what you always say, watch the ball.
You got to watch the football. I mean, the play can't start till that ball moves. You can't excuse that.
2nd down and 2 from the Cub 47. Powell brings motion behind him. He'll keep it himself, plunges forward to about the 45, and it should be enough for a Lamar Tiger first down.
They will be, and the Cubs almost got another offsides penalty that time. The defender got back just in time, but the Tigers moved the chains nonetheless.
You just cannot give the Tigers 5 free yards.
No, and on that one you gave them free 10. You got offsides, and then that's almost like a even bigger penalty because you go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 2. Their offense is built for 2nd and 2. You might as well just gave them the first down.
Tigers have it at the 45. Powell brings motion and will hand on a jet sweep to the 40 and down inside the 35 for a gain of 11. And another first down for the Tigers. Boy, that was a good hard run by Nolting. But now a flag comes out, or actually a flag was thrown on the play.
Yeah, that one against the Tigers, so bring it back. August Black did make the tackle, but that'll negate the big gain by Lamar.
It's a 10-yard penalty. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, high-quality screen printing, and much, much more delivered when you need it. So that negates a gain of 11. Holding penalty moves the ball back to the 45 of the Tigers. Brings up first down and 20. Clayton Powell out of the shotgun, has a back beside him. It's Williams. And now movement up front, and this will go against the Tigers as well, I believe.
Yeah, both teams just getting penalties right now that they're inexcusable. It's pre-snap penalties. They're unforced, and you're just giving your opponent a free 5.
And it's not like it's opening night. This is week 7.
No, this is when you should be in the prime of your season almost. This should be your best brand yet. And it's stuff like that can cost you a game. Right now, both teams doing it.
3 penalties for each squad here early. First and 25. Powell will give to Williams, cuts it to the 40, breaks the tackle, and out to about the 48 for a gain of 8 yards.
So they get a good chunk of it back on that play. Josue Elias, the man to bring him down.
Ball at the Tiger 48, second down and 17. Clock rolls with 4:10 left here in the first quarter. Monett on top 16-6. Wide receiver splits wide to the left, another to the right side. Powell will work out of the shotgun, now moves up under center, takes the snap and hands to his eye back. That's Williams. Good hard run down into Cub territory.
And that's going to be enough to move the chains again.
No, not quite.
Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong marker, Benji, because they got backed up so far from penalties.
That's a gain of 9, though, for Williams. And it's going to bring up third down and 8. Yeah, they were facing first and 25, and they've knocked some good yards off here. They have a manageable third and 8 now.
Cubs D-line needs to get good penetration here. Make that initial point of contact at the line of scrimmage or a yard behind it. You don't want them getting to second level before the first hit.
Powell hands to a tailback running inside the 35. He'll be knocked down after a short gain. That was Parker. Parker, a gain of about 4.
But you see it in that possession right there. Lamar gets backed up real far. They still do not want to have to throw the ball. They want to be able to run it. So that's why it's so important for this Cubs defense to get stops, build a lead, force Lamar out of their comfort zone. Right now, they can still be in it.
Fourth down and 2. Big play here early as forward progress got the Tigers to the 37.
Watch the ball.
And now movement both sides, however. The end for the Tigers jumped. The question becomes, who's this penalty on? It's going to go against the Tigers. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom printed products. Well, that's a big penalty. 4th and 7 is a far cry from 4th and 2.
That one from Lamar false started, but about 3 Cubs defenders jumped off sides of Mina. So if he would have stood still, that would have been a first down for Lamar.
Tigers come out with 2 receivers to the left. And now a stop in action. There's a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here and kind of reset things. 2:32 left here in the first quarter. And the first quarter brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal. Their team of experts is dedicated to finding the most cost-effective solutions for your heating and cooling needs. Cubs lead at 16-6, and Ryan, a stop here would go a long way to keep that momentum going for the Cubs.
You get your defense all fired up with a lot of confidence, knowing they made a stop. You put your high-potent offense back on the field, trying to add to their lead, a chance to go up 24-6. if all things were to go right for him. And then you really start to see Lamar having to pick things up, kind of dig deeper into that playbook instead of running the same few plays.
You know, you wonder if you see the Tigers throw the ball here on 4th and 7.
I could see him running one of those counter plays again they've had success with already. Maybe a 2 handoff scenario.
Which they've done for years.
And has worked for years. No one seems to figure that one out.
Powell will work out of the shotgun. Now he moves behind the center. Back to pass. Looking left, throwing left, and the pass is dropped. It's incomplete.
And the Cubs got one gifted to him there. It was a good ball, but was dropped. And, man, he had room to run if he was able to bring it in. Its hitted receiver was Trent Torbeck.
I think he was looking upfield before the ball got to him.
I agree with you. I think he saw how much room he had, knew he had a big play, but you got to make the catch first.
So the Cubs will take over. A big play there as Monett will take over at their 42-yard line. Washik will work out of the shotgun. Looking right, throwing deep right side and overshoots Meeks. It's incomplete.
That one in double coverage there. The safety was lurking over the top. That was Torbeck again. He was trying to make up for the drop that he had.
Yeah, good coverage downfield by the Tigers. And Cubs right back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Washik will flip it near side. That's Umfleet. Umfleet cuts it up and is knocked down at the 45 after a gain of 3.
Waylon Nolting drags down Umfleet.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7, but there is a penalty that'll go against the Tigers for a horse collar. And that's a big penalty that will give the Monett Cubs a 1st down.
Both teams, costly penalties early.
That 1st down, again, brought to you by ASI, Architectural Systems Incorporated. They can turn any concept involving metal into reality. Screen pass to Meeks, cuts it up at the 40 to the 35 and spins to the 34.
Yeah, Tigers were trying hard to strip that one away. Meeks did a good job hanging on to it. Edson with the tackle.
Gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Cubs. They have it at the Tiger 34-yard line. 3 receivers wide to the left, 2 to the right for Washik. Washik gets the snap. Under pressure, hit, and down he goes.
And that time the Lamar D-line as a whole flew through the Cubs offensive line and made the sack.
It's going to be a loss of 7.
Logan Martin was the one that led the way for the sack.
Brings up 3rd down and 11 now for the Cubs from the Tiger 41. Cubs feature 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Nesselrode. Washik takes the snap with time, throws left side. Nesselrode incomplete, in and out of his hands.
Unable to reel it in. That'll bring up 4th down and 11 now. We'll see what Coach Mock dials up. And yeah, very rarely would you ever see Coach Mock punt past the 50-yard line. It don't matter how far it is.
Exactly. And now it's 4th and 11. From the 41, the Cubs will come out with 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They need to get to the 30. Washik looks to the right, throws to the right, and it is incomplete.
So the Lamar Tigers defense holds strong, and their offense will come back on the field with 47 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter.
I really think that pass was intended for Meeks, but the Cubs had a pair of receivers out there, and the underneath receiver went up and deflected it.
Yeah, Seitz was trying to make a play there. I think he thought it was for him, so he tried to go make the catch, but he was unable to reel it in. Then it knocked it offline for Meeks, and the pass would fall incomplete.
So a big stop there for the Tigers as they'll take over at their 41-yard line. Powell will work under center. Wishbone look here. And a handoff to Williams running right as he plows out to about the 46 for a gain of 5.
Jason Carr with another tackle, along with Camden Tolles.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The clock rolls inside. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Again, tonight's first quarter brought to you by Monett Sheet Metal. Tigers may just let this run out as they're in no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Game clock at 8 seconds. The play clock at 5 at this point. They're going to go ahead and run it out, and that will do it for the first quarter. Our score after 1, the Monett Cubs 16, the Lamar Tigers 6. We'll be back with second quarter action after this timeout. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Wintech with facilities in Monett and Cassville. Wintech is an employee-owned company that provides standard and custom products to multiple markets in the construction industry. As we resume action, the Tigers have it 2nd down and 5 from their own 46-yard line. Tigers trailing 16-6. Powell will work out of the shotgun. And the Cubs, I believe, jump offside here as Powell went with a hard count, and that'll cost Monett 5 yards.
And the Cubs offense also runs a lot of hard counts, so you would think they see that in practice throughout the week.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
It eats me, Benji.
I know. You want it to translate to Friday night. I understand. That'll be a first down for the Tigers as the ball moves into Cub territory at the 49. Tigers come out with 2 receivers to the left, actually 3 receivers as there's a wing back on the left side. Powell takes the snap, inside handoff. The Cubs are ready to make a hit there, a short gain of only a yard for Jaden Moore.
Yeah, the Tigers went to that counter play. Henry Reed and Kason Carr with the stop.
First carry for Moore tonight went for 47 yards and a score. This one went for 1 yard. 2nd down and 9. Just underway here in the second quarter. Monett on top by 10. Powell will work out of the shotgun. And there's movement. No, actually, the flag comes out. Maybe a delay here. Yeah, it's procedure against the Tigers. Again, that penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design.
This is the most penalties I've seen Lamar rack up that fast, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, you could go a whole night and not see this many penalties. They have been penalized 6 times here early. And now face 2nd down and 14 from their own 47.
Big opportunity now for the Cubs defense to make this 3rd and very long and try to get off the field again.
Powell takes the snap. He gives to a wing back who cuts it upfield and gets down near the 40. That's Moore. Moore picks up about 11 yards on the play.
Yeah, picks up a great gain before Logan Cole finally brought him down.
So now the Tigers in 4-down territory, obviously. 3rd down and 3. Ball resting at the Cub 42. Tigers need to get down to the 39. Powell on the spinner. Gives to Moore, who kind of went down on his own and is tripped up at the 41.
Yeah, I think he just slipped, honestly, and then went down to a knee.
Yeah, a gain of only 1. It looked like he had more running room. But it's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Watch the football.
Yes, absolutely. Watch the football. Another big play here in this first half. 4th and 2 for the Tigers from the Cub 41. And movement again up front. And that's going to cost the Cubs a first down.
Yeah, that'll move the chains for the Tigers, and you can't react to that motion. Lamar's going to run that motion. You can't react until the ball's moved.
Yeah, this right here is really hurting the Cubs, the penalties. First and 10 for the Tigers from the Cub 36. Powell will give to Williams, running to the right, cuts it up and gets down to about the 31 for a gain of about 5.
August Black coming up to make the play.
August Black, number 9 on the stop for the Cubs.
2nd and 5 for the Tigers as the clock rolls with 8:45 left here in the second. Monett on top 16-6. Powell will work out of the shotgun with wings on each side, 2 receivers to the left. Quarterback will call his own number, and he is knocked down after a short gain. Down to the Cub 33.
It's number 0, Aiden Rivera, making the stop.
Powell with a gain of 3, actually down to the 28. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long 2.
3rd and 2, Tigers.
And again, Lamar in no hurry to get the snap underway. Milking the clock here in the second quarter. Sophomore quarterback sets up in the shotgun. He takes the snap and gives on a jet sweep. A good hard run by Moore. He's able to pick up the first down.
Chris Spears tripped him up, but the first down was made.
He jumped his way to a Tiger first down.
Gain of 4. Tigers have their 7th first down of the half. Ball at the Cub 24-yard line.
7:31 on the clock.
I tell you what, Moore runs hard.
Yeah, hard, a lot of effort, and just heart behind it.
Yeah.
He was not going to be stopped.
That time he launched himself to the first down. From the 24, here come the Tigers. Powell takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, cuts it up, and is knocked down as he approached the 20-yard line. A gain of about 3.
Tucker Anderson bringing him down.
Pay attention, Tiger fans.
You know, one thing that holds true, at least so far tonight, very few negative plays for the Tigers.
Yeah, they go forward, whether that's for 1 or 2 or 20.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Cubs need to get the Tigers in long yardage situations. Here, I would consider that a win for the Cubs. It's 2nd down and 8.
The only time Lamar's went backwards is when they got their own penalties.
Exactly. Clock rolls with 6:20 left here in the second. A stop in action, so a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Remind you that tonight's second quarter is brought to you by WinTech. If you're interested in becoming an employee owner with a growing and thriving company, visit their website at wintechinc.com and click on the Careers tab to see current openings. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Cubs have had 3 possessions here in the first half.
Yeah, 2 of them for
Scored twice.
scores and then 1 for a stop. Like I told you, you'd have 2 possessions. All of a sudden you look up and the first quarter would be done.
Yeah.
That's the style of football Lamar likes to play. Play at their pace. And Monett's play at their pace on offense. They've went and they've gone. But you also have to do that on defense. You have to get off the field.
Yeah, so, you get sucked into this style of play if you don't get off the field, and the defense needs to rise up and get a stop here.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to dig their heels in now, come away with a stop. They need to get a tackle for loss desperately right now. Push Lamar back, make him have to do something different, but also just to know you can.
Yeah. Ryan, look at the scene. You love this type of scene with people encircling the field.
That's what small town football is about.
Yep. Bring your lawn chairs and sit in the end zone and have a good time. Big, big crowd here at Lamar. Second down and a long 7 or a short 8 from the 21 as we resume action. Powell works out of the shotgun. He hands, runner to the left side is Moore. Moore able to get down to about the 15 for a gain of 6.
Yeah, I mean, he was fighting for every yard he possibly could. August Black, the one to make the stop.
Brings up third down and 1. Ball resting right at the Monett Cub 15.
Well, this is where Lamar wants to be here, third and very short.
Powell with Williams beside him. Takes the snap, gives to Williams. Williams runs left side. The ball comes out. Actually, he was able to break through. The ball didn't come out. He did, and he was able to get down to the 5 for a first down.
Yeah, he did a great job running the ball there. Lamar's a team, they're okay with being a 4-down offense as well because they'll just gain 3 yards of play and get the first down on 4th.
And they do it without the tush push.
They don't need it.
Yeah.
They'll just line up in shotgun and go head forward at you.
Philadelphia ran that play 4 times in a row last night. Exciting NFL action. First and goal for the Tigers. Powell under center, turns and gives to his tailback. Up the middle he goes. Just short of the goal line is Jaden Moore. Moore, a gain of 4 yards.
Lamar's quickly turned this into their pace of a game. You look up at the clock and over half the second quarter is gone.
Yeah, here we are. It's 4:40 left here in the second quarter. Again, the second quarter tonight brought to you by WinTech. Second and goal from the 1. Powell will work out of the shotgun. And now we'll go under center. Turns and gives to Moore. Moore left side, touchdown Tigers.
So
Jaden Moore from 1 yard out.
Lamar strikes with 4:15 remaining in the half. And they make it a 4-point game. We'll see if they go for the extra point or go for 2.
Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2. That touchdown makes it 16-12. And the Tigers indeed will go for 2. Full house backfield behind the quarterback. Gives to Williams, running right side. And he's into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. 4:15 left here, second quarter. We've got a barn burner. 16-15. The Cubs lead it back after this. our score. Cubs with a 2-point lead. Tigers to kick it away. High end over end kick. Fair catch called for and received again at the 37.
We got a little sketchy on that one, Benji. The ball started curving back. But he was able to bring it in, but that was Diaz.
Yeah, it was Diaz with the reception. That one had a little more hang time on it.
It did, and then it was almost like the ball started curving back as it was coming down. He brought it in, did a good job.
And there's not a lick of breeze tonight.
No, there's not. That's the part that was confusing.
Here come the Cubs with the ball, up by 2. Washik with an empty backfield, looks the throw, hits Nesselrode. The catch made out near the 45 for a gain of 8.
Yeah, Carson Nesselrode there running a good route, making the catch, brought down by Reeves.
Nesselrode's second catch, 2nd down and 2. Washik fires near side, Nesselrode cuts it upfield. He'll have the first down out to the 48.
Yeah, got what they needed there to get the first down. Nesselrode did a good job getting behind his blockers after he made the catch.
Another ASI first down from the 49. Here's a pass. Nesselrode again cuts it up, and down the sideline he goes, close to a first down.
Tripped out of bounds by Ainsley. So Carson Nesselrode, 3 catches back to back to back.
Yeah, in rapid fashion, a gain of 9 there. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Washik back to pass, fires left side, Sights with it, first down Cubs to the 35.
Carson Parker pushing him out of bounds. There is a flag on the play.
Oh, it's going to bring it back, a holding penalty on the Cubs. Well, I tell you what, that play was so fast, and to find a holding penalty that quickly.
They did.
It's going to cost the Cubs the completion and 10 yards. I mean, you got to get beat off the ball to run a hold in a play that's that fast.
Yeah, and must have happened.
It must
Flag
have.
came out.
2nd and 11 for the Cubs. Here's a handoff to Umfleet. Up the middle he goes to the 45, to the 44, 43, and another flag comes out. This one thrown by the back judge.
We'll see what his call is.
It's another penalty against the Cubs.
So that's another costly mistake for the Cubs. And that one, you definitely didn't need coming from the back judge. That was after Umfleet had already pretty much completed the run.
Yeah, that was late in that. So it's going to be a 2nd down, and it's going to cost the Cubs 10 yards. But it was a spot infraction, so it brings up 2nd down and 11 again. Movement up front, but the Tigers not in the neutral zone.
Well, the defense, you can touch it as long as you get back early.
Washik looking to throw, fires. Meeks with the catch. First down, Cubs.
Alex Meeks comes up with a nice reception, and that is what the Cubs needed to move the chains. They needed a big play. They got it.
Another ASI first down. Meeks up to 92 yards here in the first half.
Here comes the Cubs quickly.
Ball spotted down at the 34. Cubs now with 9 first downs here in the first half. 3 receivers wide right, 2 to the left. Washik back to pass, looks left, now fires over the middle. The pass is caught down to the 25.
Yeah, scary pass, but Nesselrode comes down with it. Reeves brings him down.
Gain of 8. 2nd down and 2 from the 26. Washik, quick fire to Sights, cuts it up to the 25 for a gain of a yard.
Reeves all over Sights. Makes the stop.
3rd down and 1. It'll be Umfleet running right. He'll have the 1st down and more to the 20, to the 15. Still on his feet and now brought down at the 13-yard line.
Ainsley finally wraps him up and brings him to the turf.
Another ASI 1st down, a gain of 12. Ball at the 13. Cubs looking to add to their 16-14 lead. Boy, till you look down, you miss something with the Cubs.
It's go, go, go.
Washik out of the shotgun, now looks to the sideline to get his play call. He has 4 receivers to the near side, 1 to the right. That's Meeks out there.
Well, that's who you'd want one-on-one if you had to pick somebody.
Cubs are letting the play clock go down. They'll call a timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Stop by the office to get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt, Shield of Shelter.
Minute 15 remaining in the half. So honestly, here for the Cubs, I would say you take your time. You don't force anything. You just play at your pace, obviously. You don't need to force anything, but also you don't want to leave too much time for Lamar on the clock.
You can go fast, just don't get in a hurry.
Don't exactly. You can go fast, but at a comfortable fast.
Yes. Yeah. So,
which for the Cubs, they're comfortable fast pretty fast.
Well, you would like to score and leave as little time as possible on the clock.
Most important thing is, though, score.
Yeah. Take care of the ball, score here.
Lamar,
Avoid some penalties.
Lamar will get the ball to start the second half. So Monett here, you definitely want to get at least 6, if not the 8, and make it a 2-possession game again.
Both teams back out onto the field. 1st and 10 Cubs from the 13. Cubs will feature 3 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Keep your eyes on Nestle Road here on the left side. Now Umfleet comes in motion and will set up as a tailback. And it'll be Umfleet running left side, hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down with little or no gain.
Logan Martin brings down Umfleet. Mercado's helmet came off, so he'll need to come out for a play.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield now for the Cubs. Dylan Washik gets the snap, back to pass, fires left side, caught, sights, 5, down to the goal line and just short, but it'll be enough for another 1st down.
He dove for it, he just didn't quite get there. 3 Tigers bring him down. Cubs are right on the goal line, knocking on the door at the 1, and a timeout is called.
Timeout called by the Cubs. And that 1st down brought to you by the folks at Architectural Systems Incorporated, a full-service forming, fabricating, finishing, and engineering company. The timeout brought to you by Shelter Insurance, Andy Brandt. Andy will make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Call or text 417-235-5603 to get a free quote. Boy, it'd be big for the Cubs to answer here.
Yeah, you could look for Umfleet or Sights maybe on a run as well. I mean, Sights has just done so good the last few games, exploding through the line. You only need 1. He's like the little engine that could.
You know, small in stature, but man, he has burst onto the scene these last 3 weeks.
He has. I mean, when he hits a hole, he goes. And I mean, Matt County found out the hard way. I don't think he was really on their radar going into that game, and he took over.
Yeah, they found out quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So did we.
Over 100 yards.
Yeah, he had a big run that night. Well, the Cubs will have it 1st and goal from the 1. Umfleet will set up as a tailback. Washik takes the snap. He's going to throw it right side for Meeks and overshoots his intended receiver. A flag will come out. That's going to be an interference against the Tigers. That penalty will be brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design.
Tigers fans ain't going to like that one. They're going to be upset because they're going to think it came out late, but it's the right call.
Well, it's not really going to cost but about a half a yard, almost a 1-yard penalty. So it's 1st and goal from, 6 inches here.
We haven't got to see the Umfleet package really much this year.
You'll see Umfleet, though, run it left, and he falls forward into the end zone for the score.
Colin Umfleet plows that one in to extend the Cubs lead, and here comes a very big two-point conversion attempt.
That touchdown makes it 22-14, and with this 2 points, Cubs again, like you said, Ryan, make it a 2-point or a two-possession game. Cubs will have 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Washik out of the shotgun, will roll to the right. Throwback pass, there's Umfleet wide open. The 2-point conversion is good.
Very big two-point conversion play. It took a long time, but it set up beautifully. Offensive line did their job to give Washik time to deliver it.
And that's not the first time we've seen the Cubs with that play, Ryan. It's
No, they
just
love
a
it.
beautiful play where they put 4 receivers to the right, roll to the right, kind of a soft roll, and then Umfleet kind of works underneath and is wide open.
He stays patient. He acts like he's kind of blocking for a second, just kind of standing up, and then he just sneaks his way behind the defensive line, and all of a sudden he's wide open in the end zone.
That 2-point conversion sponsored by Home Shield Pest Control. You'll get quality customer service, affordable prices, and a pest-free guarantee at Home Shield Pest Control. Touchdowns brought to you by Randall Mastery and Randall. Call 417-235-8688 for all your legal and title service needs. This kickoff sponsored by Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. With branches in 7 locations, Freedom Bank has met a wide variety of your banking needs since 1999. 35 seconds left here in the second. And we have a stop in action here, a timeout called by the Cubs. Timeout called by the Cubs, brought to you by Andy Brandt. Stop by his office, get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt's shield of shelter. Coach Mock talking it over with the officials.
And also right now for the Cubs is make sure do not give up a big return. We've seen Lamar been able to do that in years past, and you know they got speed.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the last time we came up here, they took the opening kickoff the distance, if I remember right.
They scored very early. I know in 2018 when Monett came up here, they ran the opening kickoff back. And then, like you said, Monett came back in 22, I believe. And, yeah, they scored. I think it might have been on the first play. It might have been a first play handoff that got housed.
Yeah.
Either way, very early.
Yeah, very early. So the ball will be teed up at the 40, so no penalty or anything, just a timeout. Low line drive kick that skids past the return man and will go out of bounds. And, you know, that's not so bad. You know, it will be at the 35, but
it's better than a big return.
Yes. But Cubs need to play some solid defense here in the final 35 seconds.
And I think it bounced where you want it to, but you can't always control how that ball bounced. And at that time, it found its way out of bounds. You just got to trust your defense here to hold strong for 35 seconds and not give up anything.
Lamar, it should be noted, with only 1 timeout left.
They could get a field goal to make it a 1-possession game again. That would bring it to 7. We did see their kicker warming up before the game.
He can hit from about 35. Powell at quarterback. Takes the snap, gives to Moore, running left side. Moore breaks 1 tackle, is now gang tackled at about the 42 for a gain of 7.
Yeah, gang tackled is definitely the right word. Aiden Rivera leading the way.
Lamar now in hurry up as they rush to the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback will clock it. And this is going to be a penalty. This is going to be illegal motion against the Tigers. Since the clock stopped, you might as well take it here. The downs don't really matter. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design. Brings up 2nd down and 8. And the clock at 17 seconds here. From the 37, here come the Tigers. Powell out of the shotgun. Will give to Moore. Moore is wrapped up as he gets to about the 42 for a gain of 5.
And that'll stop it with 10 seconds left on the clock as Lamar will burn the timeout.
That's their final timeout.
10 seconds left in the second period.
You know, these last second situations always cause me some anxiety.
Yeah, and I bet in your coaching days it did as well.
Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you this. In the sport of basketball, you know, there's so much action all the time, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're into it a lot. And, you know, there's a lot of strategy, as there is in football, obviously. But sometimes as a coach you feel so helpless because you do everything you can to get them ready. And how are they going to react in these
Football has a little bit more control because it's almost like you're playing chess with your players, with the other coach,
Yeah.
of who you're going to give where and what you're going to dial up. These late game situations, though, sometimes you have those young mistakes that'll happen, and it can lead to big plays.
Yeah, and that's what you want to avoid here. 10 seconds on the clock here in the second. Powell working with an empty backfield. And back to pass, under pressure, hit, down he goes.
Aiden Rivera comes away with the sack, and that'll take us to the half.
A loss of 6, and that will indeed take us to the half. Our score at intermission, the visiting Monett Cubs 24, the Lamar Tigers 14 will slip away and come back after this timeout. Welcome to the Remax Monett halftime show. Talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. The same can be said when you buy or sell a home in the Monett area, and the Remax team has that covered. The first half ended with a huge play on defense, a sack brought to you by Prime Cut, with great smoked meats, fresh steaks, and much, much more. Stop by 101 East Cleveland in Monett when you need a single meal or full catering. It's time for tonight's prize giveaway. Silver Dollar City, along with the Talon Sports Network and the Children's Smile Center in Aurora, have teamed up to send you on a Silver Dollar City adventure. Thousands of local families covered by Medicaid have been turning to Children's Smile Center for many, many years to get quality dental care for their children. If your child is covered by Medicaid, contact Children's Smile Center for an appointment. They will treat you like family. So tonight's giveaway again is a Silver Dollar City adventure. Be the first to call 417-489-2277 and say the halftime score. It's Monett 24, Lamar 14. Be the first one to call and say the score, and you'll receive a one-day pass for two for the 25 season at Silver Dollar City. Good luck to all our listeners, and a reminder that if you've won previously, let's let others share in the prizes. Ryan, great first half, and with a look at the scoring summary, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, in the first quarter, the Cubs got going early at the 10:48 mark. Carson Nesro would have a 13-yard touchdown catch after a brilliant whip route, making the score 8-0 after a two-point conversion. The Tigers will strike right back. Jaden Moore, a 49-yard touchdown run, would make it 8-6 after the Cubs stuffed a two-point conversion. Cubs will score again, and just over a minute after that, the 7:22 mark, Alex Meeks would have an 8-yard touchdown catch and a two-point conversion, making it 16-6. Then Jaden Moore would score yet again with a 1-yard touchdown run, making it 16-14. And with 35 seconds left in the half, Colin Umfleet would have a 1-yard touchdown run and a two-point conversion to make your halftime score the Monett Cubs 24, the Lamar Tigers 14.
Thank you, sir. We'll be back with more of the Remax Monett halftime show after this timeout. Welcome back to the RE/MAX Monett Halftime Show. The team at RE/MAX knows the market, area schools, and local communities, both as agents and as neighbors. Reach out to RE/MAX to find the perfect agent to meet your needs. Your Monett Cubs broadcast team, sponsored by A-List Properties. For all your real estate needs, their team will work hard for you and your family. Congratulations tonight's winner, A.D. Hohensee, the lucky winner tonight. We appreciate the fact that she follows the Monett Cubs, and we appreciate all of our listeners out in Cubs Nation. So again, congratulations to our lucky winner here tonight. Tonight's halftime scoreboard is brought to you by MetaPlans Plus, certified to offer Medicare and Marketplace plans in Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Illinois, and in Michigan. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Ryan McCall, as he'll take a look at scores in the Big 8 and throughout the area.
We'll start in district play. Carl Junction up over the Branson Pirates, 17-14 at the half, so a really good game going on there. Logan Rogersville absolutely rolling Marshfield. They lead it 38-0. They're slacking on some of the scores tonight, Ben, just so I don't have updates for everything. We'll move to the Big 8 conference now, where Cassville and Nevada are tied up at 14 at the half. So a really good game going on there at Nevada right now. And then right now, I think the one that's going to be the eye-opener, Aurora at East Newton. Patriots lead at 26-7, the halftime score there in old Newton County.
Yeah, down at Granby.
And then Mount Vernon is currently up 14-7 over Parkview, halftime score. And I'm trying to get one for Seneca and McDonald County. Still blank on Ozone, so I'm looking at external sources.
Yes, and we thank our sources for updates as often as we get them.
We do thank our sources.
So, wow, the Patriots looking to get their first win and with a big first half against the Hound Dogs. And how about the Cassville Wildcats? I think the phrase you use is they've kind of hit their stride.
Yeah.
They are playing some inspired football, and they're going to be a handful.
They just seem to always be one of those teams that can beat anybody any given night. And it's going to be an absolute fist fight next week for the Monett Cubs, but you got to get through this game first.
Again, tonight's halftime scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. We'll slip away, hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be back with more of the RE/MAX Monett halftime show after this. From the 49, Washington gets a high snap. Under some pressure now, still with it. He's going to run it upfield to the 45, to the 40, 35, and out near the 30.
And it kind of takes a hit as he goes out of.
First and 10 Cubs from the 31. Washington throwing near side, caught by Meeks. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet, inside the 15. Washik out of the shotgun, straight back to pass, fires it left side. It's caught. Nesselrode to the pylon. Touchdown, Cubs! Washik gets the snap, hands to Umfleet. Umfleet makes a man miss, spins, puts the ball out and across. Here's an inside. Welcome back to the RE/MAX Monett halftime show. Come see the team at RE/MAX, located at 855 Highway 60 in Monett. A reminder, you're listening to Monett Cubs on KKBL 95.9 FM in Monett, Missouri. A quick look at first half stats. First of all, for the homestanding Lamar Tigers, they ran the ball 23 times for 139 yards. They were 0 of 2 passing. So total yardage for the Tigers at 139. The Tigers had 9 first downs, no turnovers in the first half, 8 penalties for 51 yards. For the Monett Cubs, they ran the ball 6 times for 36 yards. Cubs 16 of 22 passing for 170, so 206 yards of total offense for the Monett Cubs. They had 10 first downs, no turnovers, 7 penalties for 50 yards. Individually, for the Lamar Tigers, they were led on the ground by Jaden Moore, 87 yards on 10 carries. Taryn Williams ran for 43 yards on 7 carries. For the Monett Cubs, leading rusher in the first half, Colin Umfleet, 23 yards and a score. Washik, 16 of 22 passing in the first half. His favorite receiver, Alex Meeks, 92 yards on 5 catches and a touchdown. Nesselrode with 42 yards on 5 catches. Seitz with 30 on 4. Umfleet, a couple grabs for 6 yards. Well, it is that time of the weekend when we turn our thoughts to a little bit of college football. No real big games tomorrow, is there, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, there's massive, massive games. It's the best weekend of the year, Benji, or the worst.
Well, yeah, it depends on how things turn out, right? Well, last week in our Pick'em contest, the old man got 6 out of 10. Ryan and Irwin got 5 out of 10. So after 6 weeks, I'm sitting at 34. Ryan, you're sitting at 32. Irwin at 31, so it's anybody's game at this point. We take a look at Week 7 games. Iowa, Wisconsin, we all went with the Hawkeyes in that one.
Yeah, I trust Iowa. Wisconsin not looking good.
Nebraska and Maryland. Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska, and you and I went there. Somebody else went with Maryland in that one. That was Irwin.
They did me wrong last week, so I said I'm not picking them this week.
Kansas and Texas Tech. We all went with Red Raiders.
They're looking good.
Your roommates are going to disown you.
I don't care. They're not winning that game. There's no shot.
Georgia at Auburn. They're retiring Cam Newton's number tomorrow. Georgia.
He'll get to see a loss tomorrow.
Michigan at USC. You and Irwin went with Michigan. I'm going with USC in that one.
Great defense, great running game. I think they win close. And I think Michigan turns the Coliseum blue.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. Arizona State at Utah. Irwin and I went with the Utes. You went with the Sun Devils in that one.
Scary pick. I'll take the Sun Devils, though.
Florida at Texas A&M. Florida coming off a big win last week. Going on the road at A&M's not easy. We all went with A&M.
Now they got to go play at the 12th man. I'll take Kyle Field and the Texas A&M Aggies.
And now the 3 big games of the weekend. Indiana at Oregon.
Oregon, and I think it's by multiple possessions.
Alabama at Missouri. We all went with Bama.
Close. You didn't pull for your own team?
No, here's the deal. I'm using the reverse psychology. If I'd have picked them, they'd have lost. If I pick against them, they win.
Yeah, I can't do the reverse psychology on the next one because I would throw up if I did.
Oklahoma at Texas. We all went with the Sooners in that one. And interesting games. But Oklahoma, Texas, year in, year out, full of surprises. You just never know.
Anything can happen. It doesn't matter what the records are. Literally anything goes.
And the game up at Columbia, one of the biggest in that town in years.
It's going to be a fun atmosphere in Columbia. I'm looking forward to seeing what that game looks like because I already know Mizzou fans are going to turn out for it. It's going to be loud, and they get rowdy up there in Columbia, Mo.
Well, and last year they did not like the showing they had down at in Alabama. They were playing without their quarterback. He was hurt. got hurt, didn't play well, got shut out. I think they remember that game and they want to atone for it. So we'll see how that goes. Should be a really, really good game. And then, of course, Indiana and Oregon, the winner there will have a leg up in the Big Ten race. So some good games, and there are going to be a lot of good games from here on out in the college ranks. Here at halftime, Cubs lead at 24-14. And, Ryan, just how big was that score before halftime?
Oh, it was monumental. I mean, you go out there and you get up 2 possessions. It's massive because now Lamar is going to get the ball, and if they go score, they can't just go tie it.
You know, Ryan, this first drive, if the Cubs can get a stop, that would go a long way here trying to get a win on the road.
You start to put Lamar on their heels. You start to get a little bit of doubt maybe creeping in on that sideline, and then you have a chance to go put them away.
The Cubs, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, only had 4 possessions in the first half, and they scored 3 times.
I think you're right, and that's the ideal scenario if you are Lamar. Limit Monett's possessions, and if they score on 3 of the 4, you just got to trust that you work the ball down the field, but you got to punch it in if you're the Lamar Tigers.
And really, when it comes down to, Lamar's had 1 fewer possession. They're going to get that to start the second half. They score, even if they get a 2-point conversion, they'll still be trailing the Cubs because the Cubs have been a perfect 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions.
Yes, and that's been massive, and that's why it's so important the Cubs do that. They practice it every week. They're comfortable in it. These other teams, they don't practice that every week, having to go for 2. They got 1 or 2 plays they'd like to go to. They don't rep that every week like Monett does. They're not as comfortable in that scenario, and Monett reps defending the 2-point conversion. And so it's comfortable versus non-comfortable in that spot.
Does Monett even own a kicking tee? I know they use a tee for kickoffs.
They don't have a block.
They don't have a block.
The block, yeah.
Do they own a block? Is there one in storage
There
somewhere?
used to be one. I know that for a fact. I've not seen it since, Eric Chavez used it, but he graduated before Mock showed up, and I haven't seen that block since.
No, and they don't, they don't. It's something they just don't work on. They're going to go for 2, and they know it going
Retired the kicking block. It's probably in a glass case somewhere. Once upon a time.
So
that's interesting though, because what if the Cubs are down 2 late in the game and you need 3?
They're going to go for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's where it comes down to.
You got a drop kicker on the team?
No,
you could do that. You can drop kick it for 3.
Yeah, you can. Mizzou's been using a drop kicker for kickoffs, or did one game where they did that, which is legal, as long as
It's very rarely utilized.
The last time in the NFL that it was used, I think, was Doug Flutie did it for the Patriots years ago on an extra point, and he made the extra point.
It's hard.
Yeah, and for people who don't know the drop kick, it's not a punt, but it looks like a punt. You drop the ball, it has to hit the ground, then you kick it. It's tough.
And you got to hit it right as it touches the ground, because otherwise the ball's going to move in weird ways, and it ain't going to come off your foot clean.
No, it's not. Well, we've successfully made it through another halftime. We're ready for third quarter action. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by Court Cattle Company, a one-stop shop for all your Hereford, Black Angus, and Charolais genetic needs. Court Cattle Company is located 1/2 mile south of Interstate I-44 and 8 miles north of Pierce City on 97. Kickoff high, end over end kick. Comes down to the 17, return to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and out to about the 37-yard line. That's where Lamar Tigers will take over 1st and 10.
Braden Kroll, the man to bring him down, and we'll get the second half started now.
I don't like this word necessarily, but it is really moist tonight.
It is?
There's a lot of moisture in the air in our papers. You could wring the water out of them. I have to be really careful not to write right through them. Well, here come the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 38. They'll spot it down at that point. Powell takes the snap and will hand off. Sweep. Lots of running room into Cub territory down to about the 42 is Taryn Williams.
Kason Carr makes the tackle, and you're up 10 points on Lamar. You got to expect to see their best version of football that you've seen all night. This is where they're going to come out absolutely fighting, so you got to raise your level of play too if you're the Cubs.
Gain of 26 and a first down for the Tigers. Already into Cub territory at the 42. Tigers come out with the wide receiver wide to the left. Powell will work out of an empty backfield now, brings motion. And there is a flag that stops action here. This may be a procedure. Adrenaline Apparel and Design brings you that penalty. 5-yard penalty against the Tigers.
Lamar with a mistake to start the second half after getting a really big gain.
Boy, and right now you want the defense to clamp down against these Tigers.
They need to win first down here and make it second and really long.
Right now it stands 1st and 15 from the 47-yard line.
You get Lamar in 3rd and 7 plus, that's where you want to be.
Some confusion up front for the Tigers as they now get set, but a flag comes out. And another penalty against the Tigers. Penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom printed products. Well, 1st and 20. Scoreboard says 2nd and 20, but it's 1st and 20. From the Tiger 48-yard line.
You just can't give up a big chunk on this first play.
Powell takes the snap, hands to Williams, running near side, lumbers forward to about the Cub 45 for a gain of 7.
Yeah, he got tripped up, but a good gain. August Black, the man to trip him up.
Kind of a two-headed monster tonight between Taryn Williams and Jaden Moore. Moore with 87 yards. Taryn Williams now with 76.
Heavy dose of the running game.
Always,
Tiger football.
Always is. 2nd and 13. Again, the scoreboard says 3rd and 13. One down off. Powell will keep it himself, run it up the middle. He is banged down after a short gain of maybe 1 yard.
That time the Cubs defense stood really strong. Aiden Rivera lead the charge.
Ball spotted at Monett's 44, bringing up 3rd down and 12. Clock rolls with 9:20 left here in the 3rd quarter. Tonight's 3rd quarter brought to you by Cork Cattle Company.
Watch the football.
Powell under center, back to pass, looks left, fires left, pass caught. And close to a first down, a nice snag there by Torbeck.
And Tigers pick up a big first down there to keep their drive alive.
Gain of 13 and a first down. The first completion of the night. Torbeck dropped one, a similar pass earlier on a 4th down play. This time made a good catch, good run after catch as well.
He did. Now the Lamar Tigers about the 30-yard line. Got a big opportunity here to make a one-possession game.
Well, that was a big catch by Torbeck to keep this drive going. 1st and 10 from the 30. Quarterback will turn and give to Williams, running right side. He is stood up and knocked down at about the 27, a gain of 3.
Camden Tolles with the stop.
Ball be placed down at the 27, gain of 3. Again, Lamar not in a huge hurry yet. You know, they're down by 10.
But no, they're looking at this going, if we go score here, all we need to do is get a stop, and then we play our brand of ball just all the way down the field, and then they suck the life out of their opponent.
Yep. Powell under center. Will pitch now left side. Cubs stretching the play out. And good pursuit from the Cubs as Moore knocked down after a short gain.
Kason Carr coming up to make the play. Tucker Anderson almost had him but was unable to bring him down. Anderson a little shaken up. He's hobbling.
You don't want to see that. Gain of a couple. It's going to bring up third down and about 5 from the Cub 25-yard line. Powell will work out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands to Moore, running left side, 25 to the 20, and down near the 15 for a first down.
Casey Carr makes another tackle, but that'll move the chains for the Lamar Tigers.
Chains are moving. Another Tiger
Gain of
first
10.
down.
Moore now at 99 yards unofficially.
Jason Carr on the stop for the Cubs.
First and 10, Lamar at the Cub 15. You look up the scoreboard, we're down to 6 minutes and 50 seconds, so about half the quarter gone.
I'd be willing to bet this one might end up being the fastest Cubs game to finish this year, and that's counting the mercy clock that was at Aurora.
Yeah, you may be right. First and 10 from the 15. Movement up front. Should be a penalty procedure against the Tigers. That'll cost them 5 yards. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, high quality screen printing, and much, much more delivered when you need it.
And you know those are eating Coach B Shore up right now. I mean, it's just stuff like that you can control.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 3 penalties here in this drive alone. First and 15 from the 20. Again, the Cubs in search of a tackle for loss here. Powell will keep it himself, run left side, still on his feet and knocked down at about the 15, so he'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards.
Chris Spears makes the stop.
Gain of 4. Second and 11. That's not their bread and butter. Their bread and butter is Williams and Moore tonight.
Yeah, but right now I think they're trying to find answers right now and create something to happen.
Second down and 11 from the 16. Powell takes the snap. He's going to run it himself again, running left side, and he is inside the 10 and into the end zone for the score. Wow, just like that, he turns the table on the Cubs 16 yards and the touchdown.
Yeah, Lamar just pushed their way down the field on that drive even after some costly mistakes, and they get on the board.
And they draw to within 4 points. It's 24-20 with 5:36 left. That drive, 6 minutes and 24 seconds. The Tigers will go for 2. Keep your eye on Moore. He lines up as a wing to the right side. It's going to be the quarterback instead, and he is hit and dropped short of the goal line, so the 2-point conversion is no good. 5:36 left, third quarter. Monett 24, Lamar 20. Back after this. KKBL 95.9 FM in Monett, Missouri. 5:36 left here in the third quarter. Monett leads at 24-20. Back and forth we go, and well, that drive looked like the Lamar Tigers of old.
Yeah, they took over half the quarter on the drive, and it ends up being a touchdown.
Imperative here for the Cubs to answer. Kickoff is a low line drive kick. That is whistled dead. Wonder if this is going to be an offside against the Tigers. It's a procedure against the Tigers, so it'll cost them 5 yards. Again, penalties brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design, your one-stop destination for premium, fast, and custom printed products. Boy, no one's left here tonight, Ryan. Crowd came, and they are sticking around to see the finish in this one.
Well, they got a good game on their hands.
From the 35 now, the kickoff is a squib kick, and now another flag.
Yeah, they had 2 guys offsides.
All right. Well, if one is good, 2 is better, right?
I mean, leave no doubt, I guess.
Cost them another 5. Okay. Again, watch the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you're on the kickoff team, you got to know when the kick is leaving.
Yeah, you
the foot
can't
of the
beat
kick.
it. It was the 2 middle guys. It was the guys closest to the ball.
Okay. Here's a legal kick. Down to the 30. Return to the 35, to the 40, 45, and out to the 49. That's a good, hard return by Brady Couture.
Logan Martin brings them down, and the Tigers were going for the strip. Be watching that in the second half. They're going to try to create turnovers here.
Good return, 19 yards. And the Cubs have it 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Oh, movement up front, and it's going to be an offside, I believe, against the Tigers. It is.
In 2 plays, the Tigers have given up 15 yards to penalties. 2 of those being on a kickoff.
Kickoffs have been a challenge all season for all.
A Monett game.
Yeah. 1st and 5. Washik takes the snap. He's going to throw deep right side. And it is incomplete as he threw behind his intended receiver, Meeks.
Bring up 2nd down and 5. See if they do something to Umfleet here.
Cubs come out with 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Empty backfield for the quarterback, Washik. Dillon takes the snap, back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, now fires. Has Young with a catch and a 1st down.
Miles Young does such a good job getting himself open, moving the chains. Walk did a good job stepping up in the pocket there, delivering a good ball.
Another ASI 1st down to the 37-yard line. Washik gets a high snap. Screen pass set up to Nesselrode. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and down he goes for a loss of 3.
On Stott brings down Nesselrode.
Brings up 2nd down and 12. They gave him forward progress to the 39. Here's a handoff to Umfleet running right side. A flag comes out. That's going to be a hold against the Cubs. Umfleet able to get it down inside the 35. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty on the Cubs. They're 1st in the second half. Lamar's had 6 penalties here in the second half already.
Uncharacteristic.
It is uncharacteristic. 2nd down, and it looks like 19 from the 46.
Cubs offense was standing on the sidelines for a long time on that Lamar drive.
Out of the shotgun, Washik back to pass, throws left side. Beautiful catch by Nesselrode down to the 30.
Yeah, like you said, beautiful catch. He had to go up and get it, and he did.
And falling backwards made that catch.
Lamar's thinking the pass was incomplete,
Oh,
but
it was
it didn't.
a good catch.
The ball came after he hit the ground. The ground's not allowed to force it out.
Down to the 31. It's 3rd down and about 4. Oh, he made the catch. He came down with both feet, then went down, then the ball came out late. 3rd and 4. Washik looking left, firing left. Has Nesselrode, and it's close to a 1st down.
That'll move the chains for the Cubs. Getting a little chippy in the interior, Benji.
Oh, it always does this time of game. First down brought to you by Architectural Systems Incorporated.
Oh, especially in these close games.
From the 25-yard line, Washik will hand to Umfleet, running right, 25-20. Still on his feet to the 15, breaks a tackle and leans down to the 12 for a gain of 13.
Yeah, I got shoelace tackle pretty much. Got brought down on the edge by Nolting.
Gain down to the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Cubs will come out with 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Washik. Dillon takes a high snap. Quick pass. Comes to Umfleet. Unable to break a tackle and is knocked down at the 15-yard line. Loss of 3.
Carson Parker flying into the backfield all over Umfleet.
Second down and 12. From the 14-yard line. Sights resets from the left side to the right. Now the Cubs with 4 receivers wide to the right. Washik out of the shotgun, rolls to the right. Looking to throw it back to Umfleet, who makes the catch at the 10, and down he goes after a gain of about 4.
Carson Parker did a good job staying home on that play to make the stop on Umfleet. Otherwise, Collins probably run into the end zone.
It's down to about the 11-yard line. There's a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Kind of set the stage here. It looks like the Cubs are going to face 3rd down and 9 from the 11, leading 24-20. So obviously a couple of huge plays upcoming.
Yeah, they got to get it. They need points on this drive. You got to go back. Lamar scored. Now you got to go answer. Extend your lead. Put the pressure back on them, because right now if Lamar gets a stop, they can just play their game, go down the field nice and slow. Then you got to punch it in. Your offense is cold again. Muscles get tighter. You've been on the sideline for a while. It's exactly what the Tigers want to do.
Well, these are the type of plays you play the game for.
Yeah.
You know, you put yourself in a position here to try to get a win on the road. I mean, there's a lot of ball left to play, but Lamar has a tendency to shrink the game.
They do, and they do it well. They slowly bleed you out is what they do. And
so the Cubs really looking here for a big play. On 3rd and 9, they'll come out with 4 receivers.
Offensive line has got to block this defensive line, because they're going to be bringing pressure for the Tigers.
Umfleet will line up as a tailback behind Washik. Washik will fake to Umfleet, roll to the right, throws to the right, and it is nearly intercepted, but I think caught by the Cubs.
No, I fell to the ground incomplete.
Okay.
Young tried to come up with it, but he wasn't able to. I mean, yeah, that looked like a for sure interception for the Tigers, but falls through his hands, and you know that's one they would love to have back.
Yeah, Taryn Williams had a shot at it. And now it brings up 4th down and 9 from the 11. Washik out of the shotgun. Turns to the near side to look for a play call from the sideline. Cubs with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 4th and 9 for the Cubs. Washik gets the snap, straight back to pass, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. There was some contact in the end zone, no flag, and it goes over to the Tigers.
The Tigers defense stands tall. They come away with the stop. Now the Cubs defense will need to do the same thing. They need to get a stop desperately right now.
So the Cubs with a good drive that comes up short. And now the momentum with the Tigers. We haven't had a turnover all night long.
It's been no turnovers, and Lamar cannot afford one here, backed up against the wall. Cubs defense needing to stop.
Powell will hand on the inside to Williams. And Williams out to about the 15.
August Black makes the tackle.
Gain of 4.
Both in on the stop for the Cubs.
Second down and a long 6 here from the 15.
This is when you need your leaders like Aiden Rivera, Camden Tolles, and Tucker Anderson to step up, make some plays.
From the 15-yard line. Powell gives on a jet sweep, running far side out to about the 20-yard line. That was Nolting.
August Black gets the tackle, but that'll move the chains for the Lamar Tigers.
A favorable spot there. Out beyond the 20. I really thought they needed to get to the 21. But I guess they got just enough to the 20 and a half. First and 10 Tigers. From the 21. Handoff goes left side. I believe that was Moore.
Aiden Rivera brings him to the turf.
Moore gets out to the 25 for a gain of 4. That puts him over 100 yards. Up to 103 on the night. Second down and 6. This may be the final play of the third quarter. Again, tonight's third quarter brought to you by Court Cattle Company in Pierce City. Handoff to Moore running left side, and he is wrapped up and knocked down behind the line of scrimmage.
That's exactly what the Cubs defense needed in that moment. August Black flying up the field along with Reed.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Again, tonight's third quarter brought to you by Court Cattle Company, located 8 miles north of Pierce City on Highway 97. Be sure to call Kevin Kleinman at 417-850-5676. Back with the final 12 after this. Back on the clock, we're ready for fourth quarter action. Benji Finsky, Ryan McCullough, Erwin Perez with you from Lamar High School. Monett leads 24-20, but the Tigers have the ball, facing 3rd and 9 from the 22-yard line, their own 22.
The Cubs desperately need a stop right now. You've got to get off the field, because if you start letting Lamar get more and more confidence as they go down, it's just going to get even harder to stop.
Well, during the timeout, I'd said, this is the play of the game coming up right here, or one of them. Scoreboard's all messed up. 3rd and 14. It's actually 3rd and 9. There we go. 3rd and 9 from the 22. Quarterback will call his own number. Up the middle he goes, and he is short of the first down as he gets a gain of about 7.
It should be go for it time for the Tigers. Looks like they will, maybe.
They're going to go to a jumble package here. Well, if that wasn't the play of the game, this may be. It's 4th down and 3.
Watch the ball.
Yes. Yes, watch the ball. 4th and 3. Here go the Tigers. They will go for it here. But before they do, they call a timeout. We're going to keep it right here because we don't want to miss a second of action here in the fourth quarter.
I'd silent count it if I was Lamar. I'd just go.
Just tap the quarterback, get the snap.
I would have it already drawn up. As soon as my quarterback puts his hand in center, boom. because you know the Cubs are telling them to watch the ball right now. So they're going to be waiting, expecting a hard count. Then you go silent count and just go.
So when you go, do you go with your quarterback? Or do you turn?
I go, well, how much do I need? 4?
Yeah, you
I'd
need
run
more
them that
like,
little counter play that they like to do.
it's more like 3.
3?
Look at that. It's 4th and 3. 4th and 3 from the 28.
Well, Lamar's quarterbacks, though, aren't they're running backs. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Glorified running back.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah. If the Cubs get a stop here, we'll note this one. I want you to write it down if they get a stop here. And whoever makes the play here, you think about them for defensive player of a game, okay?
This is when you need your stars to shine.
Here we go. The Tigers will go for it. 4th and a long 3. Powell will work out of the shotgun. Now it looks like he's going to go back and maybe punt it. But now there's a flag. And what's the call here? It's a procedure against the Tigers. Everybody on this side, it was a collective sigh or a collective breath, hoping it wasn't going to be an offside, and it was not. That penalty brought to you by Adrenaline Apparel and Design.
Well, watch the fake, because we've seen those executed against the Cubs just a week ago.
Yeah, no doubt. It appears the Tigers will be kicking it away. The Cubs will drop 1 man deep. He hasn't kicked it yet. Now he has. End over end kick. Cubs get away from it. Takes a Tiger bounce and comes down to the 31-yard line. So it's 27 and 19 is a 46-yard punt with no return. But most importantly, the Cubs got it back.
Yes, they did. They stood strong on 3rd down.
And Irwin was excited about it. I think Irwin's nervous down here.
He wants to see his alma mater pulled off.
Well, it is kind of nerve-wracking, Irwin. It really is, you know. You're invested. You like it. Here come the Cubs. 1st and 10. Washik flips it near side. Sights has it go in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
Lamar's trying to say it was a backwards pass, but they're calling that a forward.
That was not close to a backwards pass. Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 31. Washik will work out of the shotgun. Flag will stop the play here. This is going to be a procedure against the Cubs.
Well, you can't fall apart now. You got to clean it up and play smart. You only got 11:04 remaining, and the way Lamar plays,
yeah.
If you don't score here, I mean, this could be your last drive.
Well, this is only the 2nd drive of the half for the Cubs. They had 24 at halftime, and they lead at 24-20. 2nd down and 15 for the Cubs. They have it at the 26-yard line. Washik takes the snap, back to pass, throws near side and misses his man wide to the sideline. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
I think Meeks might have ran that route longer than it was supposed to be. Looked like Washik wanted him in one place and Meeks was deeper.
Yeah, it looked like he went about 3 or 4 yards deeper. 3rd down and 15 from the 26. Big play here for the Cubs. Washik back to pass, throws left side. Pass caught by Sights out to the 35 for a gain of about 10.
Yeah, Sights reels it in, but bring up 4th down. Cubs are going for it. This is a big play now.
4th down and 6. It's Umfleet up the middle. He'll have the 1st down and more as he spins his way into Tiger territory.
Colin Umfleet does a great job holding on the ball. Tigers are trying to get their hands on it. He kept his legs moving, picks up a massive play for the Cubs.
17 yards and a 1st down, brought to you by ASI. Here's Sights, but a flag thrown here. It's going to be a procedure against the Cubs. Okay. 4th and 7. Throwing team.
Run the ball.
You hand the ball off to Umfleet. I'm telling you what, I'm not playing cards ever against Coach Mock. Ever.
He's probably a heck of a poker player.
Wow. What a gutsy
You
call.
never know what he might have.
Yeah. Well, it's 1st and 15 from the Cub 47. 10:45 left here in the 4th. Empty backfield for the Cubs.
That also shows how much he trusts Umfleet.
Here's a quick pass to Umfleet, who cuts it up and is knocked down hard at the Tiger 49 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, he just got his legs hit out from under him that time by Nolting.
2nd down and 11. Handoff Sights running left, and he spun down after a gain of 2.
Yeah, at that time, Tigers defense getting all over him. Parker with the tackle.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 9 from the 47. Washik takes the snap, looks downfield, screen pass to Umfleet. To the 45, 40, 35, puts his head down and crashes to the 31.
Yeah, that time he punished the defender that went for the tackle, and that picks up another big first down. Ainsley was the defender to bring him down. Umfleet making plays.
Here's a quick pass to Meeks. Meeks to the 30, 25, down to the 20 for another first down.
Torbeck finally makes the play, moves the chains again, and we got a whistle blown. Holding.
Holding?
Yeah, so I didn't even see the flag.
Where's the flag?
That was this near side over here.
Okay. Oh, I see it. It's there on the logo. So that's going to negate that play.
That's a costly mistake there. That was a big play.
Yeah, they got down to about the 20. Now the penalty will set them up closer to the 40. It'll be down at the 39. 1st and about 17. And now the Cubs in hurry up, and a whistle stops action.
Marr's going to take a chance to substitute during that.
Why was that whistle? Now we're ready for action. On 1st down, Washik has Sights behind him. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Washik takes the snap, throws over the middle, and it's almost intercepted.
Tigers almost caught a huge one there, but costly, risky throw there by Washik, trying to force it in. Ainsley almost came away with it. Washik's lucky that was not intercepted.
Okay, so a warning, sideline warning for the Cubs. It's not going to cost them any yardage, but it is a warning. Next one will be penalized. 2nd down and 17 from the 39-yard line.
I let Umfleet give me some yardage here.
Washik back to pass, cranks it up, throws it deep for Nesselrode, and he is going to draw a penalty. That's going to be a pass interference.
He didn't see the ref throw the flag either. He got up upset because he didn't see the flag come out, and then I think he looked back and realized, oh, I did get it. But yeah, that's going to get some free yardage for the Cubs. And that time the defender just had to do all he could to not give up a touchdown.
Washik just sprinted by him. So they're going to mark this off from the 39. Should be what, 15 yards?
Yes.
But not an automatic.
Not an automatic, no.
So it's going to keep the down 2nd, but it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 24. Here's a handoff to Umfleet, who is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage.
Logan Martin leading the way for the Tigers defense. Bring up 3rd down.
Umfleet loses a yard. It's 3rd down and 3.
The intensity of this game has
Oh, my
risen.
goodness. Washik looks right, throws too high, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, he just overshot Young, who was open, but just couldn't connect.
Well, how many times have we said a huge play?
The whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, the whole game. 4th down and 3 for the Cubs at the 26. Again, here's a handoff to Umfleet, running right, puts his head down, and I think it is very, very, very close.
They gave it to him. It's going to be a first down for the Cubs. So you know who Coach Mock trusts the most, Eric. He trusts his back to go get it.
Boy, he needed 3, and he just got 3, down to the 22-yard line. Here comes Umfleet again, stretch play to the right to the 20, and puts his head down close to the 15-yard line.
Good gain on first down there. 8:21 remaining in the game.
Gain of 6.
Man, how big would it be for the Cubs to put one on the board.
Huge. Washik hands to Seitz, and Seitz loses his footing and goes down at the 20. No, he goes down at about the 16.
Hey, as you said, Benji, it's getting moist, and that field was dry earlier, but might be starting to get a little damp again and starting to cause some slipping. We've seen it on both teams now.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 4. We're under 8 minutes left in this one. Cubs have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Umfleet is the tailback. Washik looks to the right, throws to the right. Meeks with a catch down to the 10. Should be enough for a Cub first down.
It will. That'll move the chains. I think they're going to give them the 11. I mean, I guess you get a first down at the 1-yard line if you really needed it.
1st and 10 Cubs at the 11. It's Umfleet up the middle he goes, and he is knocked down at the 10 for a gain of a yard.
Chris Reeves bringing down Umfleet, sophomore.
Clock rolls, 7:15 left here in the 4th. 2nd down and 9 for the Cubs. Washik out of the shotgun, back to pass with time, fires, has Meeks, but Meeks knocked down after a gain of just a yard.
Trenton Williams was all over that play from the beginning, snuffed it out well, just stayed stuck to Meeks, and then brought him down as soon as he caught the ball.
3rd down and 8 from the 9-yard line. Washik will turn and hand to Umfleet, running left. A flag comes out, and another flag. This may be offsetting penalties. I think there's going to be a hold on the Cubs, but then a personal foul late in that one. I thought there was another flag out there. There is another flag out there, but it may be holding in 2 regards.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
A 10-yard penalty marked off against the Cubs. The down remains 3rd.
Yeah, it looked like he threw the other flag on the tackle, but yes, it was on the
late.
holding.
So it's from the 17-yard line. 3rd down and goal, or 3rd down. Pass to Meeks into the corner, and he is down with a reception, but it is incomplete as he was unable to get a foot down in bounds.
And that'll bring up 4th down now for the Cubs. 6:32 remaining in the game, and they got a ways to go.
The ball is at the 17. They can get a first down at the 1. But for all intents and purposes, they need to get to the end zone here. 4th down, empty backfield for Washik. And there is a timeout called by the Cubs. Timeout brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Andy Brandt. Stop by the office to get a free quote today. Stand behind Andy Brandt's Shield of Shelter. 4th quarter tonight brought to you by Hydro Extrusions, located at 808 County Road in Monett. Hydro Extrusions offers the knowledge and competence in finding the best possible solution for your aluminum project every time.
Oh, this is fun.
Heck of a game. Two very good teams matching up here in Barton County. And this one going down to the wire. Cubs face 4th down and 16 from the 17.
This is usually when you'd want Meeks to make a play, but he kind of went down hard on that last one. Was a little limpy. Hopefully he's okay for the play and going forward.
Cubs do not have Umfleet in on this play. He's on the sideline here. He went down hard too on that last run.
I'd look for Nesselrode or Meeks.
Don't forget about sides here.
Never forget about the little guy.
Washik back to pass. Throws a screen pass to Nesselrode. Makes a man miss, still on his feet, but he is knocked down at about the 10. There is a flag. Is this going to be on the Cubs or is it going to be on? It is on the Cubs. So the completion will be a gain of just 7 yards.
Tigers defense holds. 6:24 remaining. The offense will come back on the field. Cubs defense needs another one.
So the Tigers have held twice here in the second half inside their 15-yard line. And now it's 4-down territory the whole way.
Yeah.
You won't see a punt here.
Defense needs to win first down. You got to push them back.
Yeah, you got to put some pressure on them. Line of scrimmage is what, the 11? Here comes a run play up the middle, out across the 20. That was Moore.
Case and Carr brought the hit to bring down the ball carrier.
Gain of 9.
Big first down play for Lamar.
The ball at the 21. Clock rolls with 5:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Lamar down by 4. Powell out of the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. He's hit and knocked down. He falls forward. We'll see where forward progress is.
Henry Reed in on the stop along with Logan Cole.
Looks like it'll be enough for a first down.
They'll move the chains though.
Gain of 1. First and 10 Tigers at the 22.
And for Lamar, they want to make this the last drive of the game and leave little to no time left for the Cubs.
Exactly. But at the same token, they have to cover 78 yards here in 5:20. Powell will work under center. Keep your eye on Williams here. Instead, it was Moore, and Moore has stood up at the 24-yard line after a gain of just 2.
Camden Tolles leading the way for the stop. Under 5 minutes now to play. It's do or die time.
It is do or die. Second down and 8 from the 24-yard line. Tigers have one wide receiver wide to the right. Powell out of the shotgun. Will give on the inside handoff to Parker. Only his second carry. Gets to the 26 for a gain of 2.
And that Case and Carr made a beautiful tackle there. Wrapped up the legs. Did a nice squeeze. Left him nowhere to go. Brings him to the turf. Big 3rd down and 6 now. Sidelines getting into it again.
3rd and 6 from the 26. And we approach 4 minutes left in this contest. Powell out of the shotgun, takes the snap and gives. And the Cubs with a big play on defense as Jaden Moore goes down short of the first down after a gain of just a couple.
Henry Reed made that play keep bouncing the outside because of how quickly he got upfield. Made the initial contact, held up long enough for help to get on the way and make the stop. It'll be 4th and 5. Monumental play of the game here.
Write it down. How many times are we going to write down a play? And Cubs obviously want to avoid a miscue here on the line of scrimmage. 4th and 5.
Watch the ball.
Back to pass. Powell going to throw it right. Pass caught. First down and more. Running room for the Tigers to midfield and down to the Cub 41.
A big conversion there for the Lamar Tigers. And they got all the time they need right now. A little over 3 minutes left.
Only the second completion of the night, both to Torbeck. That one for 31. A huge play there on 4th down. The Cubs had a shot.
You just have to wipe it from your memory for the defense now. It's 4 more downs that you need to come away with a stop.
1st and 10. Lamar, quarterback Powell will keep it himself inside the Cub 40. Stood up and now falls forward at it to the 37 for a gain of about 5.
Camden Tolles brings him down.
This would classify as a white knuckler.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 from the 37 as we approach 2 minutes left in the game. Powell will give to Moore. Moore cuts it up and is knocked down at the 30.
August
31, a gain of 6.
August Black made the hit, but he'll move the chains.
At the 31.
Under 2 minutes going to be remaining in the game when the ball snapped.
Cubs in dire need of a big defensive play here. Here's Moore running near side, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, fumbles the ball, but the Tigers jump on it at the 25.
Tigers catch a big break there and get back on their own fumble. Almost a disastrous play for them. Ison fell on it for the Tigers.
Clock rolls, 1:30 left here in the 4th. Tigers have it at the 25, and a timeout called by Lamar as they face 2nd and a long 3. Cubs trying to break a streak
From 08.
from 08. Last time the Cubs won on the road at Lamar. Exactly what? On this date.
On this
October
date.
10th of 08.
Yes.
And we are in what, 25?
25, yeah.
That's 17 years ago.
17 years. I was 5.
I was not.
How old were you, Benji?
Well, I was 44 at that point, I think. Is that good math? Yeah, that was it. I was 44.
I was in kindergarten. I'm a senior in college now.
Well,
It's been a while.
it has been a while, but the Cubs still have the lead,
You
and
got to finish it, though.
they have to finish here. But you're exactly right. Lamar doesn't want to score too early. It's a dilemma. 2nd down and 4 from the 25. Handoff to Moore, running near side. Hit, stays on his feet, and is driven back after a gain of just a yard or 2.
August Black makes the play. Did they get him in bounds?
Yeah, the clock should be rolling, I would
They're
think.
going to give him out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe he stepped out of bounds before he was driven back. A gain of just a yard. 3rd down and 3 from the 24.
And now
Now
the
they're going
wind.
to clock it.
Not
Yeah.
sure why it stopped in the first place.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
That saved about 8 seconds for Lamar.
Clock rolling now with 1:15 left in the contest. Powell on 3rd and 3 works out of the shotgun. Will give to Williams. Williams with room. He's going to score, folks, into the end zone from 24 yards out.
So Lamar strikes and gets their first lead of the game. They lead by 2. And it looks like they're going to go for the PAT now.
Well, they scored with 1:02 left. This one's not over yet, folks. On 3rd and 3, Taryn Williams scores. Tigers lead, as you said, for the first time. The PAT upcoming. Snap back, ball down, the kick up. It's high enough, it's long enough, and it is good. 1:02 left in this one. Lamar leads at 27-24. We're going ahead and keep it right here.
They're all celebrating like the Cubs would ever go for the field goal, though.
Yeah.
That 3-point, it ain't going to matter.
No.
It's either 6 or nothing. It's 6 or bust.
Yes.
I don't know if they practice field goal.
No. You know, the Tigers dodged a bullet on second down when they fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
And a fortuitous bounce.
Ison jumped on it. If he didn't get on it, the Cubs would have had it, and that would have been it. That would have been the game. Instead, now the Cubs trail by 3. They have 2 timeouts remaining, 1 minute, 2 seconds.
And, you know, the Cubs play this style of game.
Go, go, go. They're going to go no huddle. They're used to going no huddle. But you got a Lamar defense with a whole lot of confidence and all the momentum on their side.
Well, the Tigers have shut out the Cubs here in the second half. Credit Lamar for that. 2 big defensive stops deep in their own territory. The kick is a squib kick that is fumbled by the Cubs, and I believe the Tigers have come up with it. The Tigers have. Tiger ball.
And that's going to all but do it.
The first turnover of the night comes with 1 minute left, and the Tigers are going to escape with a victory unless the Cubs can come up with a turnover of their own. But at this point, Tigers should go into victory formation, you would think.
Yeah.
There's a handoff to Williams running right. And he plows down to about the 35 for a gain of 5 yards.
Monett will take a timeout now.
Cub player down on the field. That was a gain of about 6 on the play.
That's a heartbreaker on that one.
It is. It is. It was a line drive kick. It was, skidding along the ground, came up and took that last bounce and hit the Cub return man in the chest. The ball bounded forward just enough for the Tigers to come down and jump on it.
Aiden Rivera is the Cub player that's down right now. Looks like they're just stretching him out. Hopefully he's okay. It looks like it's just a cramp probably.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp as he walks off to the near side.
Yeah, those don't feel good.
No, they do not. Second down and 4 upcoming for the Tigers with 54 seconds left in this one. Powell will work under center. He turns and gives to his tailback. And the ball, Cubs trying to strip it out. That was Jaden Moore. He's able to get down to the 30, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Spears had his hands on it, tried to strip it, unable to. That'll move the chains, and that will do it. The Tigers will just need to snap it one more time in victory formation, and they'll leave here after completing the comeback in the second half on homecoming.
Yeah, Cubs led it at halftime, 24-14. but unable to score here in the second half. Powell takes a knee, and that will do it. Lamar celebrating their homecoming tonight. They rally for a 27-24 win. Cubs looking to break a streak against the Tigers. The Tigers able to come back and win this one, 27-24. Ryan, a great game between two really good teams.
Oh, it was a fun one to get a call and get a watch. I mean, it was back and forth. I mean, the Cubs kept the lead, but they would do something, Lamar would do something, and you just knew this one was going to come down to the wire. Tigers led it in the end. It's one of those games that if there was more time, the Cubs would get the lead again. Maybe the Tigers would get it back. It's one that could go back and forth forever, but tonight the Tigers do come away with the win.
And, you know, the Cubs had their chances. They had some plays, a 4th and 5 late in the game where Lamar was able, 4th and 7, they were able to convert on a big play to Torvik to convert, and then Williams cashes in with the run and the touchdown late in this one. 27-24 the final here at Lamar. We'll be back with our postgame show after this timeout. Welcome to the Angus Branch Steakhouse postgame show. Whether it's their weekend buffet, everyday lunch buffet, or weekly specials at supper time, Angus Branch takes care of the cooking for you. The final in this one, Lamar rallies for a 27-24 victory over the Monett Cubs. And with a rundown of tonight's scoring summary, I'll turn it over to my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough.
Yeah, in the first quarter, the Cubs would actually get it started first. At the 10:48 mark, Carson Nesrode would score from 13 yards out on a touchdown reception, making the score 8-0 Cubs. Lamar would answer right back at the 8:34 mark. Jaden Moore would have a 47-yard touchdown run, making it 8-6. Also in the first quarter, Alex Meeks would have an 8-yard touchdown catch to make it 16-6. Second quarter, 4:15 mark, Jaden Moore would strike from 1 yard out, making it 16-14. Then with 35 seconds left in the half, Colin Uppley would have a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 24-14, the halftime score. In the third quarter, though, at the 5:36 mark, the Lamar Tigers, Clayton Powell, 16-yard touchdown run, made it 24-20. In the fourth quarter, it looked like Monett's defense was going to come up clutch. They held on a 3rd and 4. And then at the 3:06 mark, Lamar converted a big 4th and 5. And then on that drive, with 1:02 remaining, Terrence Williams of Lamar would have a big touchdown run, making the final score of the evening, the Lamar Tigers 27, the Monett Cubs 24.
Thank you, sir. An exciting game here at Lamar. I know that the Monett kids, their fans, disappointed with the loss, but, you know, you got to take your caps off to both of these teams.
It was great games.
Oh, it's hard fought
Yeah, it
and
was.
back and forth, and, you know, you're playing against a team that regularly makes a trip to the state championship game, and Monett gave them everything they wanted and more. I know there are no consolation prizes here or anything like that, but Monett played really well, but came up short here tonight. We're going to slip away here from more of our sponsors. We'll be back with more of the Angus Branch Steakhouse postgame show after this timeout. So be sure to stop by Angus Branch and try one of their mouth-watering steaks or signature sandwiches. Tonight's interview with Coach Mock brought to you by Four State Dental Care, with a team of professionals that provide comprehensive and compassionate care. They work together to give you and your family exceptional dentistry. Joined in the postgame by Coach Mock. Hell of a game.
Yeah, and hell of a first half. You know, I was
Yeah.
excited at the end of the first half, and thought we did a lot of good things there. And you know, offense was moving up and down the field. And then, you know, I really need to watch the film to see some of the things we were doing there. But you get down the red zone there a couple times, you got to score the ball. If we score once in the second half, we win the game. So we had our opportunities, and that's where, losing a game like this is not easy, but looking at our kids' face from a year ago when, there's a little bit of shell shock and, hey, we're playing against Lamar. We don't know if we can beat them, and now they know they can and know they should have. So there's just things that we're doing good that we want to continue to do, and there's mistakes that we're making that we have to eliminate and find ways to get better.
I tell you what, you take a look at the games you've played against Seneca and Lamar, and I know they're both losses and there are no consolation prizes, but you went toe-to-toe with these two teams, and they are year in, year out some of the best teams in Southwest Missouri.
Yeah, and that's where, it's where we aspire to be. That's where we will be. We gotta find ways to win these games. But I like the trajectory, like the direction our team's headed, and now we just got to find ways to win. And so we're right there knocking on the door, but we gotta open that door and see what's on the other side.
I know your kids are hurting right now, and you want your kids to hurt after a tough loss like this. There's much to be learned from it. I know that you as a coaching staff will learn lots too. Like you said, first half, things were rolling really, really well. Second half, obviously, a couple of drives that stopped at about the 10-yard line. You really want to finish those.
Yeah, and I mean that's my fault. I take blame for it. And, I got to get the ball in the end zone and call the right plays and get our kids to execute. I think just thinking right now, off the top of my head, I probably froze them too many times. I should just kept going fast, and I was trying to wear some of that clock down because I knew that their drives were going to take 6.5 minutes or so. So I knew, hey, let's just take our time and score on one of these drives, and we're going to win the ball game. But it really should just kept going fast and kept the foot on the gas pedal. But these games, that's why you play them. And it's one good thing about the state of Missouri is everybody makes the playoffs, and so there's a lot to learn from this game, and we'll be in these environments again, and we want to come out on top.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You know for a fact you're going to be in this spot again, and when it's district play, there is no tomorrow at that point. So you learn from this game, apply it when you're in district play, where it means a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where telling our kids, just with where we're at, you never want to lose a game, but this is one that we got to watch the film and we got to find ways to get better. But I'd much rather be in our huddle and the direction that our team's headed. Lamar's a team that gets better as the year goes on, but that's something we have to do too. There's a lot of good things our kids did. I saw improvement even the second half with our defense. I thought they did some good things. So if we can get both sides of the ball playing well at the same time, it's going to be pretty dangerous.
You're absolutely right, and your defense did come up big many times here tonight and had a chance to get off the field late. And Lamar, tip your cap to them. They came up with a big pass play on a 4th and 7.
Yeah, so it's just, it's one or two plays that you wish you'd have back, but, we can't put ourselves in those situations. Our offense has to put the ball in the end zone and put the game away. Too many times, even the Seneca game, you have them on the ropes, and just like a boxing match, you got to knock them out. You can't let them back in. And we did that. I thought we did, like I said, a lot of good things. I'm proud of our kids, and there's a lot that we can learn from, and we can get a lot better.
Looking forward now, senior night next week against Cassville, and it seems like Cassville's kind of hitting their stride now. That'll be another tough game.
Yeah, I mean, week in, week out, you're going to have tough opponents, but, it's the same thing you say every week. I'm not worried about anybody that we play. I'm worried about our kids and what we can control, and we have to find ways to get better, improving it better. And if we do, then we'll be one of those top tier teams in the conference in the state of Missouri.
You're absolutely right, and you'll be one of the top teams in your district too. And you need to put together 2-3 wins in a row at district time to survive in advance. So I know that everything you're doing is working to week 10 and week 11 and week 12.
Yeah, it's just you try not to look ahead, and we're not looking ahead, but each week is an opportunity for our kids to go out and an opportunity to get better and showcase their skills and their abilities and their improvement. And I thought in a lot of areas throughout the course of the game, our kids are doing that, but we got to find ways to put it all together and win games like this.
Well, I think you're going to get them there.
Yeah. Well, it's we're gonna keep working and keep chipping away until we do. So like I said, I'm excited with our kids. I like our players, and there's some other tweaks that we can add in there that can make us better, and we'll work on that in practice.
During the game, I told Ryan, I said I'd never play cards against you, never. 4th and 7, and you run a play with Umfleet on 4th and 7.
Yeah, that's where I knew that there's a strategy that a lot of teams I have tried to do against us to stop us, and I knew that one of their coaches, his dad was the coach at Bolivar last year, so I watched some of that film, and I watched what they tried to do to stop us last year, and I knew it'd be a mixture of both. So they started doing that a little bit, and I knew there's going to be some openings in there. I was like, we'll get this fourth down, and it wasn't even a second thought for me.
It was pretty gutsy, though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I said, there'd be a lot of people not throwing or running the ball on 4th and 7, but Umfleet came up with some big runs.
Yeah, and it's just the confidence that our coaching staff has in our kids. At any given time they can make those plays. So I knew when I caught it, if we execute, offense line makes the blocks, Colin catches it and gets it upfield, we'll be okay.
Very good. That's Coach Mock. We'll talk it over. Good luck. Have a great week.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Angus Branch Steakhouse post-game show. Be sure to stop by Angus Branch and try one of their mouth-watering steaks or signature sandwiches. Thanks to Coach Mock for coming up and talking with us in the post-game. Just a reminder that our visit with Coach Mock, sponsored by the team at Four State Dental Care, where they ensure a beautiful smile at an affordable price. Tonight's post-game scoreboard brought to you by MetaPlans Plus. MetaPlans Plus offers Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplemental plans, Medicare Part D plans, and much, much more. Call 417-678-5555 for more information. And I'll turn it over to Ryan. He's got some scores coming in at this point.
Yeah, Ozone's updating them slowly but surely. They're getting in there. We'll start off with Carl Junction and Branson. District play at halftime. Bulldogs led it 17-14. Final score that would be in favor of the Pirates, 36-24. Rogersville will put it all up over Marshfield, 49-7. Big win there for Logan Rogersville. Seneca would win against McDonald County, 35-20. Mount Vernon 21, Parkview 7. And then I was still waiting. Yeah, there's the final score. The East Newton Patriots 47, Aurora 21.
Wow.
Big win for the Patriots. And then the game everyone I think had their eye on was Cassville against Nevada. Final score 27-20. Wildcats defeat the Tigers.
Wow.
And so a big one coming up next week for the Cubs against the Cassville Wildcats.
And why not?
And then
why not?
a big storyline, Benji. At halftime, Republic led Carthage 21-7. Final score 30-28. The Carthage Tigers defeat the Republic Tigers.
Rallied and won in the late part of that game. Well, what about your clever Blue Jays?
Let me see if they've updated. They've not been on the ball this week. They don't have an update for Clever. I'll check something else.
All right. So, well, the Cassville Wildcats on the horizon. They'll be coming into Burrow Fowler with the wind in their sails, obviously, as they post a huge win on the road at Nevada tonight. So, surprising score. Well, maybe not so surprising.
Like I said, Cassville can beat anybody any given night, but they can also lose to anybody any given night.
Yeah, but they seem to be putting some things together here late in the season. We're going to slip away here from some of our sponsors, and we will be back with more of the postgame show after this timeout. Back at Lamar tonight, the Tigers rally to defeat the Cubs 27-24. Here's a quick look at postgame stats for both teams. The Monett Cubs now 4-3 on the season. They rushed the ball 13 times for 77 yards, 29 of 42 passing tonight for 241 yards. So the Cubs held to 318 yards of total offense this evening, 18 first downs, one turnover late in the game on the kickoff, 12 penalties for 90 yards. For the Lamar Tigers, they ran the ball 49 times for 293. They were 2 of 4 passing for 44 yards, 337 of total offense with 19 first downs, no turnovers, 16 penalties for 101 yards. Individually for the Monett Cubs, they were led on the ground by Colin Umfleet, 62 yards in tonight's game. Alex Meeks had 98 yards receiving. Carson Nesserode with 67. Washik finishes the night 29 of 42 for 241. Lamar Tigers offensively led by Jaden Moore, 131 on the ground. Taryn Williams with 112 rushing. Trent Torbeck, 2 catches for 44 yards this evening. Cubs led 24-14 after the first 2 quarters. They were shut out in the second half as the Tigers come back to steal one late in this one. Ryan, great ball game.
It was. I do have an update for you finally on your Clever Blue Jays.
Yes.
I don't have a final update, but I do know as of an hour ago they
Yes.
were leading 20-0
Over
Hollister.
That is unbelievable. I'm telling
So
you.
that would be the 6-1 Clever Blue
That'd
Jays.
be 6-1 if they were able to hang on.
How about that?
They're number 2 in their district, by the way.
How about that? They used to be very bottom, coming in the last seed. Slowly made. They didn't really slowly make the climb. They were just at the bottom, and then they said, "You know what? We're going to go to the top."
Let's go. Now, they're in the same district as Mountain Grove, state-ranked Mountain Grove.
That's
so
okay. The Mountain Grove ain't had to face the Clever Blue Jays.
That's right. They haven't had to do that, so we'll see if hopefully they'll get a chance to do that. Tonight, it's the Cubs falling 27-24. We're going to slip away and be back with tonight's players of the game from Lamar. Back after this. Welcome back to Lamar. Tonight, the Tigers win at 27-24 over the Monett Cubs. A reminder that the score of any game is generally forgotten over time. However, the behavior of players, coaches, fans leave lasting impressions. Be sure to choose good sportsmanship. This message brought to you by Access Family Care with more than 200 employees serving 7 counties in southwest Missouri. Tonight's players of the game brought to you by Heritage Tractor, your local John Deere dealer with various locations in the area. It's a great time to buy a tractor, so be sure to stop in for great deals and low financing. Tonight's players of the game on the offensive side, I'm going to go with 2 receivers tonight. Carson Nesserode finishes with a team-high 9 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. And Alex Meeks led the team in yardage, 98 yards tonight, and 1 score of his own as well. So it'll be Nesserode and Meeks on the offensive side, Ryan.
I'm going to go defensively. August Black, I thought he did a phenomenal job. He was coming up to make numerous of tackles and laying the boom on a lot of those, and he kind of held down the fort on the defensive end, so I'm going to go August Black defensively.
Congratulations to all of those guys. Again, player of the game brought to you by Heritage Tractor, your local John Deere dealer. We'll be back after this timeout. Back one final time to the Angus Branch Steakhouse postgame show. Benji Finsky, Ryan McCullough, Aaron Perez with you from Lamar High School tonight. Lamar Tigers rally for a 27-24 victory over the Monett Cubs. A reminder that your Monett Cubs broadcast team, sponsored by A-List Properties, for all your real estate needs. Their team will work hard for you and your family. Ryan, let's tie a bow around tonight's game, and then let's start focusing on week 8.
Can't believe it.
I know. Well, tonight, Cubs played very, very good first half, but had a couple drives stall in the second half, and that was really the difference in this game.
They couldn't get stops. I think that was a big deal. I mean, you couldn't stop Lamar. They slowly went down the field exactly like I said they wanted to do. They could still play that style. They came out. They played well to start the third quarter, and they could slowly move the ball down the field, drain the life out of their opponent exactly how they want. Couldn't get off the field. They put them in the end zone. That was ultimately the end of the game.
Well, and turnover late in the game kept it to where Monett did not have an opportunity. They had about a minute left. It would have been tough even at that point, but they still had their chances up until that final minute. I credit Monett, though, for playing toe-to-toe with Seneca and with Lamar. And you look at their 3 losses, Nevada, Seneca, Lamar. Those are the big boys of the Big 8. There's no doubt about it. But they were in 2 of those games for sure. Nevada was not their best effort.
I bet they could do it now, though.
I bet they could, too. I think they could go toe-to-toe with them. But we saw what they did against Seneca, and we watched a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, if you want to break into that top echelon and win a conference championship, you got to beat those teams. And so I know Coach Mock's working to do that. And like he said, obviously he's not complacent because he can see where this thing can get. It's only year 2, and you look at the strides they've made in the last 2 years and this season as well. They're on the right track. They just got to keep building with what they're doing.
So now let's look forward. Next week, Cassville Wildcats, Monett, already a rivalry.
Yeah, already a rivalry game. Anything can happen. Throw the records out the window. That's already pretty even, though, when you look at those now. Cassville gets the big win against Nevada. For Monett, you could throw that Nevada game that you had in the rearview mirror because that was not the same team that you saw
No.
week 1. So for Monett, it's just going to be coming out. You got to play your rival. Last year, I feel like Cassville dictated the tone, the tempo. They brought more energy. I expect Monett to match that this year. Now having this staff, Coach Mock and his crew coach a game under that environment, feel the intensity of it, feel the importance of it. They're going to want to bring that trophy back to their side of Barry County this time.
Yeah, the one is it the Battle of Barry County?
Barry County Brawl.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard them both, but it is actually the Barry County Brawl. So, yeah, it's always a great game. And I tell you what, many times games come down to the last few plays, much like tonight's did. And while the lesson's hard to swallow tonight, you get in that position a week from now or 3 weeks from now, you learn a lot from a game like this against Lamar.
Exactly. And that's why I told you about this Lamar team is they've been in that situation many times against another great team, whether that be in the playoffs or regular season. They've had to go win it in that moment. They have a lot more experience than that. I said Monett doesn't have that yet, but they will.
Yes, they are building, like Coach said, he likes the trajectory of his team.
As he should.
Well, I want to remind everyone to catch the Coach Mock Show next Friday evening right here on KKBL. Coach will sit down with Sammy Clapper to discuss tonight's contest, as well as preview next week's game, the Cassville Wildcats. Coach Mock Show can be heard right here on KKBL 95.9 FM, just prior to our pregame show. As we come to the end of tonight's broadcast, I'd like to thank all the fine people here at Lamar for their help and hospitality. A special thanks also goes out to all of our sponsors who make our broadcast possible. We could never do our broadcast without the support of these fine people. Be sure to get out and visit these local businesses and let them know how much that they are appreciated. And finally, a big thank you to all of our listeners out there in Cubs Nation. Thanks for being with us each and every Friday night during the season. We hope that you enjoy listening to the contest as much as we do bringing them your way. We got to do this for free tonight. We got to watch this game for free.
We did. We got to watch this game for free, have a good time talking about it, and get to share it with everyone at home.
Yes, and hopefully they enjoyed the broadcast, maybe not the result, but we really enjoy being able to do this. Just a reminder that our next football broadcast will be coming your way next Friday evening as the Cubs will take on the Cassville Wildcats. Pre-game set to begin at around 6:20, kickoff scheduled at 7 p.m. Once again, our final score from Lamar tonight. Lamar Tigers improving to 4-3. They scored 27. The Monett Cubs now 4-3. Also, they were down to 24. 27-24 tonight in a instant classic. For my broadcast partner, Ryan McCullough, and our producer engineer, Erwin Perez, this is Benji Finsky saying thanks for following the Cubs, and good night from O'Sullivan Stadium.